eat so much that you're going to fall asleep, but actually I know the speakers from this afternoon, and you're not going to fall asleep. I don't care how much you eat. It just isn't going to happen. Our first speaker this afternoon is going to talk to us about some extremely important issues about IA and renewal. Our speaker is Sean Haynes. He launched his business in 2007. He came from a banking background, and he saw the business and the tax opportunities as many people with business backgrounds do and financial backgrounds. Now he launched himself as a diamond, and also his sons, who are 11 and 8 years old. They have a business now that has done $7 million in sales in 50 countries at the age of 11 and 8. Personally, Sean has launched 62 VDMs that have grown to 4,200 around the world in 65 countries, including 2,000 in 27 Caribbean islands. So if you can imagine the income potential from this business for those people, 2,000 people in the Caribbean islands have been affected by one of our regional ambassadors. That is incredible. He's helped people in the Caribbean earn from $700 to $900 a month to over $1,000 to $10,000 a month. Now, if your normal income is $700 a month, can you imagine $10,000 a month? That's what Sean's doing. That's what we are all doing. And that's why we say we have to share this business. You're not selling anything. You're sharing the best opportunity in the world. Without any further ado, with Sean having earned residual income every single week for the last 320 weeks now, part of the 10K Club, it is my high honor to ask my sponsor to come forward and say hello and teach us.
Thank you, Sean. A round of applause to Bob. I think we asked him about midnight last night to be the host, and he graciously agreed. So
he didn't mention 91 countries live.
Oh yes, absolutely. So actually, if we can get everybody to wave to the screen and just say hello. We have a whole global audience from all around the world. I saw people from Asia, Africa, Caribbean are on there. Europe's on there. So California, USA is on there. So good evening to the world. Sherry, are you live? Are you there, Sherry?
Absolutely, everyone. Hi, everyone. Good. Happy to see you.
Say hi to our regional ambassador, Sherry Bell. So Sherry's manning for the world. So thank you, Sherry. There's Sherry. Wonderful. Awesome. So thank you, Sherry. So here we're going to get started. We're just going to minimize this. So everybody had a good lunch? Okay, wonderful. So potluck lunch that was arranged by our Regional Ambassador Jeanette Beaver, so I hope everybody enjoyed. Now this afternoon we're going to be having some great training. We got a lot to do in a short space of time, so I'm going to go through here pretty fast. But who here joined this business to earn residual income? Okay, so I see all the hands up, and I'm sure on the line, Sherry, I'm sure everyone would raise their hand on the line as well that they want to earn residual income with Global Wealth Trade. So if you want to earn residual income with Global Wealth Trade, what you're looking at here is the most important part of your business, your IA and your renewal, okay? Because you got to be in the business to even have a chance, and paying your monthly IA, that's what allows your volume to be able to accumulate in. So, you know, when I launched my son's business, I haven't started building their business yet, but because I'm paying their monthly IA, that's why they have $7 million of sales that's accumulated, waiting for them to be paid out on. In other words, 2/3 of the work for them to earn income for life has been done just by paying that monthly IA, right? And so that's what makes this business very powerful. So that's what we're going to look at here. So first part is your renewal, okay? So every year we have an annual renewal. Now what does that do for you? It maintains your position in the binary, and you can benefit from sales and growth in the organization for royalty commissions and residual income. So again, you have to be renewed. You have to be in the business to actually have the chance to have that happen. So it makes renewal very important. You can continue being able to purchase at members' pricing. Okay, so again, I haven't built my son's business yet, but I buy lots of products through their account. Okay, so having them renewed as a Diamond member, I'm able to buy lots of nice products that they'll get to enjoy one day after I'm done enjoying them. So, you can continue being able to promote your business and products to create royalty commissions and retail profits. So even though, you might not be actively building the business, you can send out your website, right? Right now, what time of the year is it? It's Christmas time, right? Okay, so you just send out your website to your families and friends. They go on there to buy a couple of products. I know we have a young lady. She's going to be on the Night of the Stars tomorrow night. She just went to work this week and took some products with her, and, her colleagues bought up all the products. So, again, once you're renewed in the business, these are the opportunities that come to you. And you get a renewal package. And your renewal package always includes the latest up-to-date marketing material of the business. So anything that you're doing, is it important to have the latest tools? Yes. Right? I don't think you want to play golf with golf clubs from 1930. You want to play golf with golf clubs from 2014, right? So same thing here in GWT. Once you renew annually, they always send you the latest materials of the business, so you're always up to date with the latest tools to go out and build your business for success. Now, after you're renewed, the next and most important part of your business is the IA. So, I remember when I got started and the CEO said to me, do I know what's the most important thing in global wealth trade? I said, I don't know. Launching Diamond members, selling products retail. And he's like, no. The most important thing in this business is the monthly IA. Okay, because that monthly IA is what guarantees that all of us will get paid for life. It guarantees the company has income coming in every month. And what happens from the company's income every month? 70% of that is paid out to who? Luxury consultants. So if the company has that income coming in every month, what does that mean? 70% of that income is coming to us. That means that we can all have income every month. So the monthly IA absolutely is key for that. So let's go through. So first of all, it protects your accumulated group sales volume. Okay? If you were on our recent Sunday night training with our National Ambassador Rene Leo, he talked about the pitfalls of other compensation plans. In other comp plans, often they'll flush your volume. But here in GWT, your volume is protected. Okay, so we have people with 5 million, 10 million, 25 million of volume that's sitting there that they can get paid out on 8% for the rest of their life just by simply paying that monthly IA each month. It allows, again, the continual growth of group sales volume. That means anytime there's new sales in your organization, that flows up, and here our volume flows up to infinity. So that's flowing up, adding continuously to your sales. Now, it enables you to build your inventory for the purchase of special gifts. It's Christmas time, so who did Christmas shopping from their VDM? And I just did some this week, taking some gifts with me to Barbados, so it's beautiful. Of course, if you're doing branding parties, I know we have people like Jeanette and Tanya in the room, Daisy was here earlier, we're all branding party queens. They add to their IA and they go and they make lots of retail profits. Investment pieces, right? We have silver, we have 21 karat gold, we have timepieces that are all collectible, and of course, maybe that must-have piece for yourself. So, ladies, are you waiting on those shoes? Absolutely. When we were at Darris for the Leadership Summit, we got to test the new perfumes and colognes, and I know some of the ladies are very excited, already picked out their favorite perfume that they can't wait to have next year. And of course, it enables you to meet the requirements for your weekly bonuses and commissions. So again, as long as you're paying that monthly IA, basically you're meeting your requirements that you can get paid out commissions week after week after week. Oh, am I blocking? Sorry. Okay. Yes. I apologize online, yes. I don't think you want to see the back of me. So much better to see the room. Thanks, Leora. So, yeah, so it enables you to meet those requirements. Now, here in North America, it basically also shows that we're actively in the business. And for those of you who don't know, of course, our host today, Robert Waddington, is top accountant and tax expert for 35 years. And one of the great benefits we have in North America is tax business. You can get $8,000 to $9,000 a year. Now, once you're on that monthly IA, that actually shows you're actively in your business to allow you to be able to get those refunds. Now, it's also an asset. Okay, again, some echoing of myself. So basically, it's an asset that will bring you long-term residual income for life. Sherry, if you can make sure the lines are muted. Someone's line is causing us feedback.
Can everyone mute themselves, please? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so, much like you pay your mortgage, much like you pay your car lease, again, you want to make sure to pay your monthly IA. In fact, in my estimation, it's better because when you drive a car off the lot, what happens to it? It's going down, right? So even a house, and real estate's a great asset, but you got to put a lot into your house to maintain it. You can just leave your house there and it would be okay, right? What would happen if you locked up your house and came back 5 years later? It wouldn't be in that good shape, right? So, but here, as long as you're paying that monthly IA, you could even go away for 5 years. We have people who've done that. They left, they went away for 5 years doing other things. They came back, woo, $10 million of volume waiting for me, right? So your monthly IA really is an asset to allow you to be able to have that opportunity to create long-term residual income. So it's very much like a layaway program. So what happens, everyone is adding to their monthly IA for their purposes, but now that sales volume, 75%, basically is flowing up, which you now get paid on weekly on both your teams down to infinity, and every 6,250 sales now pays you up to $500. And again, look at all the different things you can use that for, from retail to bridal to giving to savings to investment. Everyone has different purposes of why they're adding to their monthly IA. But much like I saw every hand raised earlier, regardless of what you use, what goes into your IA for, because that's 100% your money to do whatever you want. So any of those things there you can do. But as each of us add to our monthly IA, 75% is flowing up for all of us from our teams, which allows all of us to be able to earn ongoing residual income. So again, what happens very simply? We help people to launch their malls. Who help people to launch their malls? You've all seen this slide. It's a simple business of duplication. But you simply help 5 people to launch their malls. Who help 5? Who help 5? Now you could be earning $13,500 a year of ongoing residual income. I got to remember not to show my backside to the world. So, so who here has ever gotten a raise at their job of $13,500? Right? Exactly. But here, we know in GWT, I mean, we have people now literally in their first month. Right? I'm sure, Brian, in Nigeria, I'm sure we have some people 1 or 2 months. They've probably already given themselves that raise, right? So that's the amazing thing with this business is that you can give yourself a raise that you were never going to get in your job. And unlike your job, you can stop working here, and that still will continue to come in for you. Of course, eventually, as 125 grows to 625 to 3,125, now you're up to $337,500 a year of residual income. And that's just from the monthly IA we're talking about. We're not talking about what's coming in from packages, from retail sales, and eventually over $1.6 million per year. So we have a few real-life stories. We're not going to take a lot of time because I know we have someone who wants to come and share a few words, but just to give an example of what this can do from all over the world, this young lady, Vicky Ford in St. Lucia, she was basically paying her IA for a year while accumulating $250,000 in sales, and basically just one person came and started building on her personal egg, and instantly she started to earn thousands of dollars per week. Okay, in fact, in 1 week, she basically out-earned her 1 year of investing into her IA. And that's happened for many people, right? So actually right here in the room, I know we have Sarah and Winnie. Well, Sarah's here. Winnie's over on the Chinese side, but same thing. They were paying into their IA for 9 months, had a team of 150. You had 100,000 in volume, right, Sarah? And basically they started building. Next 2 months they made $20,000 in commission. Do you think it was worth them staying on IA? Okay, so 2 months, basically they outpaid what? 5, 10 years, that's 10 years of IA that they basically made in 2 months because they stayed on that IA for 9 months. So again, that's how important that is. And of course, I'm sure we all know this gentleman, our #1 earner. He took a long time. We don't recommend anyone take this long. He was truly in what we call the GWT coma for 3.5 years. But again, being very smart, he knew, whatever else I'm doing, I make sure I'm on that IA. And then 3.5 years later, he had $7.5 million in volume sitting there. 27 months later, he had earned $1 million. So I don't know, in those 3.5 years, he probably spent about $5,000 going into his IA. But because of that, 27 months later, he made $1 million. Is that a good return on investment? I mean, exactly. So that's why you want to make sure, and you want to make sure all your team is very clear. Stay on your monthly IA. Doesn't matter what's happening in life. Things happen in life. We go through hills and valleys in life and business. But stay on your monthly IA because that's the game changer. That's the life changer that can take you to all your dreams coming true in this business. As long as you're in IA, you're in it and you can win it. Okay, so at this time, we're going to have a young lady come up. I know she wants to share her story quickly, and she has some quick words of advice to help everyone help their team stay on monthly IA. So I'm going to bring up our regional ambassador, Jeanette Beaver, to share a few words.
Thank you. Well, I started 7 years ago, and from that, you know, we go through life. So I built it, and then I kind of neglected it, built it again, neglected it, built it again. But it's all worth it. So because of that, I continuously putting in my monthly IA. So when I came back and build it, they actually call me bank machine. Because every time I match it up on the other side, all I do is just cash out, right? But there's $1 million advice I wanted to give to everyone. And this literally is going to create $1 million to your business. So you know how sometimes a lot of people don't want to put in their monthly IA because they think that it's an expense. Well, actually, I came from traditional business background. My monthly overhead in my traditional business is actually over $20,000 per month. That's how much I spend every month, whether I make sales or not. I have to put up the $20,000. So here you have 35, 75, and 150. What if I tell you you only have to invest that one time? You don't have to ever put out the monthly IA out of your pocket, just one time. How it works is that you're going to put in your 35, 75, or 150 in that 1 month that you're going to put in your monthly IA. And then every month what you're going to do is you're going to ask your coworkers, your friends, your family, and you're going to say, how would you like to pick whatever products you want from my website at 50% off? So you're giving them the 50% off or your cost, whatever your cost. So if your retailer is silver, tungsten, gold, and diamond, that's why it's always good to be a diamond because not only you maximize your income potential, guess what? You also have 3 business centers, right? So you only invest 1 month of IA. So now your family, friends, coworker is going to go to your website. Let's say they pick a $300 worth item. They pay you $150. That $150, you use the money that you already invested in your IA. You collect the cash. Now that cash is what you're going to put in for your following IA. So now you're just rotating your money. So that will create volumes for you. That will create your commissions, your bonus, with only investing one-time IA. How great is that? Right? So now your family, friends, and coworkers are going to love you because every month they know that you have something special. So they're going to go run and line up, and they're going to say, can I take the product at 50% off? So now you're just rotating your money, right? So now you only have to invest one time on your monthly IA.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeanette. Or we can go to Daisy or Tanya and figure out how they sell retail at full price. But that's a great idea. Okay, so now the importance of your appropriate level of monthly IA. So you just heard Jeanette talk about being a diamond, getting to 50% off. Now, if you're a diamond at 150, of course, that IA is accumulating not only in your VDM1, but also in your VDM2 and your VDM3. Now, you get paid out for the level of IA you're at. So if you're a diamond, but you pay 75 or 35 IA, now you get paid at 375 or 125 instead of $500 per cycle. Okay, now I just had someone who cycled multiple times at the lower amount. Okay, it's very important that if you know, if for some reason you're paying at the lower amount and you know you're coming up to cycle, please make sure that you upgrade your IA before. Okay, not after the cycle time, then asking for it to be upgraded. It has to be before. Okay, so it's very, very important. If for some reason you're diamond, but you're paying 35 or 75 IA, and you know that you're going to be cycling soon, make sure you've upgraded to that 150 so you can cycle at 500. Okay, very important. Now also, your business development bonus is based on the appropriate IA. So, for example, we know Jeanette is getting that bonus from our National Ambassador, Rene Liao, the $100,000 man. So can you imagine if she wasn't at the right level of IA and she wasn't able to get that full bonus? Okay, so you have to be at 150 to get the 10% automatically on first generation. And more importantly, you have to be at 150 to get paid on your second generation. Okay, so this is very, very, very important. Also, by the way, for our recognition levels. So if you're going to become a diplomat, etc., you also have to be on your 150 IA. So very important to know. And the last thing, again, is the power of IA gives you the power of true residual income. So I know our Regional Ambassador Lior Scaler was training earlier about the forensic economics. You talked about the work till you die, right, Lior? That's a reality now in Canada and the USA. Work till you die. But look at what IA can turn into residual income for you. Just $500 of residual income is equivalent to having $120,000 in the bank. How long does it take to save $120,000? Right? Here, one monthly cycle. I mean, we have people join this business in their first month. They're already making more than $500 a month. How about you get to $3,000 a month residual income? You got to have $720,000 in the bank. How long to save that? You know, most Canadians don't save that and work until age 65. That used to be the age of retirement. Now it's work till you die. This is why, because this becomes harder and harder to do. Now at $5,000 a month, you need to have $1.2 million in the bank. Virtually no one working a regular job is going to save $1.2 million in their lifetime. Right? This is again why work to you die. And then of course $10,000 a month, $2.4 million. So by paying your IA, now you can create residual income that you would have no chance to have savings in the bank to pay that out to you. Okay? But here, we know in GWT, we have people doing this now in their first year, making $10,000 a month. We have people doing this in their first 6 months, making $10,000 a month. Okay, that's the power of IA. Again, you got some great tips from Jeanette. Go to sell retail. You can easily sell retail $150 a month. Stay on your IA. Have your team stay on your IA, and we can all earn residual income for life. So thank you very much. I'm going to pass it back to our host, Robert Watterson.
Thank you very much, Sean. That's fantastic. It's great to understand these numbers. If you can get those numbers written down and look at them a few times. If you need to have in retirement $5,000 a month, where is it going to come from? 1.2 million in your bank account? You owe 163% of what you earn, according to earlier slides. How can we do it? We're going to ask our regional ambassador, Lior, to come back up again and give us some more information on your whys. Now, if you haven't heard enough about the financial side of your whys, now we're going to hear some more. But remember your financial side, because your recruits need to know that. Lior, would you like to join us and tell us exactly what's going on? Thank you.
All right. Hello again. You guys are sleeping. Hello again. All right, good. You guys falling asleep? No? How about you guys? Yep, they're sleeping. All right, so you guys ready for some fun stuff? Are you sure? Okay, good. Fun stuff time. So, your why. Why are you here? Go home. Okay. So, I'd like you all to remember the first day that you joined this company. When you filled out, bless you, when you filled out that application form. Nora, do you remember that day? Okay, good. So, I'd like you to remember the first day you joined this business, when you filled out that application form. Do you remember that day? Now, I want you to remember why you filled out that application form. Why did you pay money to join this company? What did you see was going to be possible for you? Do you remember what that is? Yes. And what does financial freedom look like for you? So mortgage paid off means financial freedom to you. Okay. 30 bosses? I was like, you really need to quit your job. No bosses. Who would like no bosses? Obviously. Why else did you join this business? Yes. Tanya. That sounds good. What did you say, David? Your dream car. What's your dream car?
Can you share it up?
He said a Lamborghini. And Tanya said, I want that too. What color? Black. Okay, good. What about the interior? Pink. If you see someone with a black Lamborghini and pink seats, right there. Why else? Yes. Never look at the price tag when you shop. Or look at it and say, who cares? Yes. Residual income. Yes, Sherry.
This is Obdulia. Let's have someone from the audience, from the International Boot Camp.
Let's have someone from the International Boot Camp share. All right, so who got it, Julia?
So I'm still, go ahead and go with one more in your room, and then let's just have someone from the International type in their answer.
Okay, so International, type in your answer. Okay, International, type in your answers or unmute yourself. And what about you guys? What do you guys, why did you guys pay all this money to get started?
I was tired of paying, building somebody else's dream.
Tired of building somebody else's dream. Gets tiring. I remember when I was working for Microsoft, and I don't think Bill Gates needs more money. I was tired. Yes?
I joined because I watched my grandmother for the last 15 years have a stroke and all her finances that she was. So to see somebody that you love get sick, and at the end of the day there's no money to bury them, I will leave that for your children. I don't want to leave that from.
I got it. So for all of you guys, she said, you know, not having enough money to take care of your loved ones when it's that time for them to go, and not having enough money to, or leaving debt for your kids is not the way to live, right? So that's why you got started. That's a powerful why. It's a powerful why. Yes?
I think the answer I'm going to give for that, since I only joined last week, I think this is the legacy of my family.
For your family?
Yes.
Okay. Yes? Abdulia?
I don't have anybody yet. They're kind of quiet.
You said you wanted to share.
I do have some now.
Oh, you have some now. Okay. You see we got them. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, so we have Sharon to compete in the Olympia and train with the best trainers.
Wow. That's pretty specific, right? Miss Olympia. That's cool.
Bernicia, never have money problems ever.
Cool. Anybody else?
Vanessa, I spend more time with my kids, travel, house by the beach in Haiti, a chalet in Canada, and help more people live their dreams.
That's nice.
And one more person, Bernicia, with, okay, when every day, literally, it's payday.
When every day is payday.
Yes.
That's a good reason. All right, thank you, Abdulia. All right, so we're going to do an exercise. You guys ready for an exercise? Yeah. Okay, good. Pen and paper. Everybody got one? Yeah. If you don't, put up your hand. We'll give you one. We need somebody to share a pen and a paper over there, please. Thank you. Everybody else got one? Pen and a paper? You need one? Who needs paper? Anybody else need paper? Give us. I can't hear you. Anyone else need paper? Okay. Anybody need a pen? Yeah, they're going to give you. Everybody have a pen? Okay. Everybody got one? Okay, good. So, I want you to remember that moment when you signed that application form. And I want you to write down exactly why you got started in this business. And please, 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 please make it as specific as you possibly can. So, a new house is great, but a new house on the beach in Italy is better. Okay? A new car is great, but a Lamborghini black with pink seats is better. Traveling is great, but walking through Machu Picchu in Peru is better. Be specific, please. You got about 2 minutes. Go.
And the international audience, please do the same thing. what just Leo asked us to do?
Keep writing. Be specific. Where do you want to travel to? What kind of car? Where? Where's your house going to be? How big is your house going to be? How many houses are you going to have? What are you going to do for your family? What are you going to do for your children? What do you want your kids to experience? What do you want to experience? What kind of charities do you want to give money to? What kind of causes do you want to create? What kind of foundations do you want to create? What are you passionate about? What kind of hobbies are you going to do every day? Keep writing. Don't stop.
Leo, I'm just going to share what the audience said. There's another 4 people who wanted to share.
We're not doing any sharing right now, Abdulia. We can do that after.
Okay.
Thank you. Be clear. What if I told you whatever you write down you're going to get? What would you write down? What if I told you outside of the door of this room is everything you've ever wanted? What would you write down? What would you want? How much money do you want to have sitting in your bank account? When you go to the ATM machine to withdraw money and you withdraw $20, what do you want your balance to say? Write it down. Write it down. Do you want to be recognized when you're walking through the shopping mall? Keep writing. Be specific. Whatever you write down, you're going to get. I promise you. It's not a secret, or is it? I see some people are writing a book. That's great. Remember, your why needs to make you cry. It needs to be powerful. It needs to hit home. When you're 102 years old and you're looking back at your life, what would make you say, I have no regrets? What would make you say, my life was worth it? What kind of difference do you want to make in the world? Write it down. I bet you guys got some juicy stuff, huh? Okay, good. So I'm going to ask you to stop writing in a few seconds. Okay, good. Can I have somebody share what they wrote? Didier, let's give him a round of applause. Here, Didier. Right in the front, sir. And Abdulia, if anybody else wants to share, they can do that right after Didier. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Yes, donc what I wrote is believe to the company and the good product for man and woman. Financiellement free, totally, in less than 3 years, and after I will get all what I want is a house in family in Montreal, in Quebec, and a Porsche, black Porsche. I like Porsche. Create a vision from scratch. Means to have a vision and only with my mind, my word and my action to build something. And this for me is like there's nothing better for me to be my word and to create something. I will fail, but I will again work up because there are people around me who can help me for that, to build. And with fun. To have fun, I want to have fun too. To evaluate, inspire people, share with people, win with people, and be a real leader. To prove to myself I can do and succeed. And for the adventure, for the défi. And when I will be 120 years old, so you stop at 100 years old, but I put 120.
My apologies.
No problem. I don't want to have any regret that I chose GWT opportunities.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good stuff. Abdulia, do we have somebody who wants to share on the line?
Sure. I'm going to share when you ask what, we're also going to share their why, but I just want to share really quick when they launched their BDM, what was the reason why. We have LAMIT, Leadership Program, Freedom, Help Others. We have Richard. Richard says, get away from my 2 jobs. Mira says, financial freedom. Hawa says to be able to travel without squeezing my budget. And then now we're going to have Sherry sharing some of the whys that we just got from the audience.
Okay, thanks for throwing the ball back to me. So Hawa continues that to pay off my mortgage. No, sorry, that's Myra. Hawa said to live with the kind of home that I so desire. So Hawa, I think as Lior shared earlier, you better to have exactly what kind of home that you desire. So in the more exact way. So okay. Let's continue. We have Bob saying dream house in Costa Rica, provide a daughter's college tuition, and third is never worry again for what I can afford anything. Mara said to total care of my my mother's house expenses. Wow. And when I can live well and go when I can live well and go where I can without having think about where the money is. So basically, everyone has a very similar whys here. So let's go back to Lior. Thank you, Lior.
Thank you. Give them a round of applause. All right, so if you can put down your piece of paper and pens for a second, we're going to continue the exercise. Please put down your papers and pens. Put them down somewhere on the side. All right, good. So now we're going to make this dream real for you, whatever you wrote down. It's going to become real. You guys are like, what? Are you going to snap your fingers and it's going to be real? Yes, that's what I'm going to do. All right. So what we're going to do in a second is you're going to close your eyes. Okay? You're going to close your eyes, and I want you to visualize what you just wrote down as if that was your life right now. And I want you to feel as if it was your life right now. This exercise, if you do this, it will have what you just wrote become a reality. Okay? So close your eyes, and whatever you wrote down on that piece of paper, I want you to feel it and see it. If you put down a Lamborghini with pink seats, red seats, I want you to visualize yourself in that Lamborghini, sitting in the driver's seat with your hands on the wheel, looking inside the dashboard and the passenger side seat. Look out the window. What do you see? You know, imagine yourself putting your foot on that gas pedal, putting the car into drive, driving that car. It's my dream, all right? This is my dream. All right, I'm going to be quiet now and let you guys dream, all right? All right, so close your eyes. Forget about my Lamborghini. And picture yourself in your new life. Your new life. The question you should be asking yourself is, how does this feel? I'm seeing a lot of smiles right now. If you're not smiling, you're not feeling. How does it feel to be in that life right now? This is your life. Feel it. This is everything you've always wanted. There's nothing better than this life. You feel good? Are you sure? All right, so somebody share with me. How did that feel? She said, I feel rich.
I'm touched. I'm inspired.
Didier is touched and inspired by who he was in that vision. Who he is right now. Yes, Tanya. Free. Tanya's free. Camille's fulfilled. David. Exhilarated. Nora. She's loading her 2,500 10 times in a row. How did that feel? So good. Yes. De-stressed. Yes. Fortunate. Fortunate or fortune? Fortunate, yes. Peaceful. Everybody peaceful in here? My job is done. Thank you so much. Let's give it back to Robert.
Thank you so much. Thank you for those extremely inspiring words. It leaves you speechless with the things that you can achieve. All you have to do is know you want it, know you can do it. Don't be afraid of success. A lot of people are afraid to succeed, so they cause themselves to fail. That was worth saying twice, apparently. It echoed back. Our next speaker, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Brian Arundel, Ambassador, Leadership Council Group member, multiple leadership winner. I mean, those are all words that don't come halfway to describing Brian when he's talking to you. I've seen him many times. He started in the business in 2009. And since that, well, at that time, he was working as an accountant. I would have no idea what that's like. So, and he was interested in tax benefits. A lot of people in that situation do understand the benefits and want to help other people learn them, as did Brian. He's personally launched 37 malls, and they've grown to over 3,000 malls in 35 countries around the world. Brian once told me that one of the things he wanted to be able to do and why he came into this business was to be able to travel from time to time. Now he's looking to find a way to stay home from time to time. He has traveled to places like Hong Kong, St. Martin, all over Africa. He just got back from Nigeria on a 3 or 4 country tour, just spreading the GWT goodwill, and with Renee, I believe you were, and it was an amazing time for them over there, I heard. In most businesses, you have a very strong limitation. One of the people in Nigeria, actually, that is making a significant amount of money is 9 generations down. That's Comfort. She's 9 generations down on Brian. The first person he sponsored in Nigeria is 6 generations down. To date, monthly, $800,000 in volume. Unbelievable. Brian, come on up and show us how to do that. Ambassador Africa.
So this is, what are we in here? What are we in? We're in a business, right? We're in a business, right? And I think that one of the things that we're challenged by is that we don't really see it as a business because we maybe invest a little bit of money, we invest a little bit of time, we're not necessarily working 60 hours. Actually, we went out for lunch the other day, and I was talking to this lady. She's a Trinidadian running a roti shop, and she works 16 hours a day. So because we're not working 16 hours a day, and we're not spending $100,000, $200,000 in investment, we don't see the business as a business. And I think that's really the crux of why we probably don't have the success that we have, right? So what I want to talk about is about target setting. Because in business, what's the first thing you're going to do when you want to launch a business? Typically, you got to go and borrow some money. What's the bank going to ask you for? A business plan. So when you guys launched your mall, did you have a business plan? Did you sit down and assess in your mind where were you going, how were you going to get there, and when you were going to get there by? Did you have a true target? And what they said is, you know, a goal or a target without a plan is, what is it? It's a wish. It's a wish. So you don't have an actual, so now what you want to do is you want to plan your work. Once you've planned your work, the next step is just work the plan. Whether you're seeing the success or not, you're working the plan. And as you're working the plan, you may need to make adjustments along the way, but the plan is the plan, and you're just going to be consistent, you're going to be persistent, and you're going to keep plugging away, and guess what? It will happen. The only way it won't happen is what? if TV gets in the way? Basketball, golf, tennis, the soap operas, the movies. If those things get in the way, then your plan is gonna be interrupted, right? So 3 quick questions. All about you're setting your plan and your business plan. Does everyone know how much you want to earn in this company and by when? Great. Everyone should. And you know what? Don't worry about the number. Some people want to earn $1 million. Some people just want to earn $500 a month to pay their credit card bill. Pick that number. Whatever number makes sense to you, pick that number. And don't tell someone if their number is $500 a month, oh, you should let them want whatever they want. This is not your plan, it's their plan, right? So you should in your mind know how much you want to earn and by when. What does that, when you know how much you want to earn and by when, what does that create? Urgency, what else? Sorry? A goal, target, a vision. What about accountability? If you don't have a timeline when you actually want your goal to be accomplished, where's the accountability? Whenever it happens, if it happens in 10 years, it happens. But are you being accountable to yourself to make sure that you're doing everything you can if your goal is for 5 years, then that's fine. But my hope is that to earn $500 a month, it's a little bit sooner. So when are you going to earn, where's the plug? When do you want to earn your first $500? Thank you very much, Sean. So how much per week or per month how much time are you willing to commit to the business? Because this is not a free lunch. There is going to be work involved. There is going to be, things that you're going to have to do to make sure you earn the money. So first is, how much do you want to earn and by when? Second thing is, how many hours per week, per month are you willing to work to earn that income? Or are you looking to make $1 million, and if you don't do it in the next 90 minutes, you're going to quit? Right? And we talked about the weekend wonders, and we talked about all of these things that Jeanette was talking about earlier. Again, is your expectation realistic? So when someone gets into business and they want to be a millionaire, and in 90 days they're not at $1 million, they want to quit, is that realistic? What kind of business can you actually start, and in 90 days, in most cases, even start seeing any kind of return? None, right? Typically, most people are working, 2 to 5 years before they actually start seeing any benefit? So why is it in this business that we get in the business and in 90 days we haven't seen what we view as results and we want to quit? Why is that? So, and then how long are you willing to commit to working these hours to earn your income? So, again, guys, it's about thinking about all these things. It's a business, right? Businesses take time. Every business starts from where? Starts from zero, right? The great thing about our business is you know that every step that you take is going to give you exponential return. And that exponential return may take a while to come, right? So as Bob was saying, I've been in the business for 5 years. I celebrated my 5th year, November the 12th, 2009. And I remember the date because it's like my birthday, right? It's like a date that's etched in my mind. I know exactly when I started. I knew exactly what I felt like the day that I started. I knew exactly where I was sitting in the old showroom. I knew exactly who showed the tour. I knew exactly who did the follow-up with me, and knew exactly why I made my decision to join, right? At the end of the day, I knew it was a business, right? I knew there was work involved, right? But the question is, how long are you committed to, how long are you committed to winning? 90 days? 60 days? A year? And after that you resign yourself to failure? Or are you committed to win no matter what? And
Thank you, Brian. Good job.
No problem. Or are you committed to winning? Are you committed to winning? What's your commitment to yourself? That's what I want to ask. I want you to think about that. What's your commitment to yourself? And how long are you committed to winning. Because honestly, everyone in this business, and it's unfortunate, and they have a shelf life. It's like a banana, right? The banana's sitting there, and every day the banana is what? It's ripening, or it's rotting, it's dying, right? So what's your shelf life? And how long are you going to allow yourself to sit there and rot? Slowly. And again, I don't want to be too deep with everyone, but it's true, right? So if you're not earning, the longer you take to earn what you want to earn, you're that banana. Eventually, guess what's going to happen? You have to ultimately dispose of it, right? But if you have a target, one of the things it's going to create an opportunity for you to benchmark. And we're going to talk about benchmarking in a second, because we're going to sort of go through some of the key things that you need to be focused on in terms of what your targets need to be, and you're going to set the target, not me. It's great to have, you know, the superstars like the Renee Liaos and the Sean Hayneses and the Sherry Zhaos and the Abdurazaks and the Howas and the names. This goes on and on and on and on and on, right? And the comforts. But you're going to be your own superstar. But you're going to create exactly what you want your business to look at. You're going to create your business plan, and you're going to create your timeline in terms of when you want to hit these targets. And you're going to, unfortunately, the good point and the bad point is you're the one who keeps yourself accountable. Right? And at the end of the day, no matter how many fingers we point at someone else in terms of why we don't succeed, they say when you point at someone else, what? There are like 3 other fingers pointing back at you, right? Because the ownership and the accountability rests right here, right? So if I'm not making what I want to make, who's to blame? Me. Me, I'm to blame, right? So how long are you willing to commit to working those hours? And the great thing is when you're sitting down and you're doing this, hopefully with your upline, and you're doing it hopefully with your team, when you're talking to someone about this, it's your time then to assess, one, how serious is this person? How much are they going to need me to get them on track to make sure they learn how to do this as quickly as possible? And believe me, when you have someone like this in your team who's that focused, they're going to make you busy. So get ready to start to work. And I always tell people, be careful what you wish for, because if it comes true, you better be in a position to be able to step up. So if you're not, now's the time to start learning. So don't wait till tomorrow. Let's start doing it. Start doing it today, right? So we want to create a culture of speed, right? Because speed creates excitement, creates energy, it creates income very, very quickly. And the one thing that we've seen is it can happen very, very quickly. You just never know how quickly this business can build when it actually starts building. It's actually totally phenomenal. Your MO of speed, or your method of operation, will determine the speed of your team's growth. What's the speed of the leaders based on who? The speed of the pack is based on who? The leader, right? So if you're slow, guess what? Your team is going to follow your lead, right? And so you want to be the fastest one out of the gate. If you're a diamond immediately or within 30 days, that will be the culture in your team. With the help of your My 5, set the following targets immediately and share it with your team. Because your team is going to be instrumental, not only your upline team, but your downline team, and even maybe your crossline teams, because you can create a very good dynamic of maybe friendly competition to push each other, right? So now, in essence, if you're not a diamond, when are you going to be a diamond by? Now, I'll be a diamond someday. I'm going to be a diamond within the next 30, 60, or 90 days. Set the date. That's making your plan or planning your work, and then you're going to work your plan to make sure that you're a diamond by that timeline. I want everyone to use the papers that you just got from Lior. I want you to write this down. If you're not a diamond, when are you going to be a diamond by? Put it on paper. Yes, Sean. Yes. So if you're not a diamond yet, and you happen to be a gold, you happen to be a plankton, you have to be a silver, guess what? Maybe your goal was to be diamond for 30 days, so guess what? The next 4 days you work, because you have an opportunity to be a diamond. By every 2 memberships you launch, you get a free upgrade, right? If you're not a diamond, maybe that's your target and you want to do that and maybe you're gold, you can do that, within the next 3 days, right? 3 days, right? 2 days, yeah. So when are you going to be a diplomat? Again, this is all setting the culture. And, one of the cultures, and it's funny because I think one of the, using the tools of the system like Launchpad, right? And Ramin is just phenomenal in terms of his mindset, in terms of how he's created this business. But if everyone understood it, and everyone just plugged into the system that he's created, diamond in 7 days, diplomat, or ambassador within the first 30 days, if you had one person doing that every single month in your team, anywhere in your business, and that became the culture ultimately, you wouldn't be able to imagine how much money you could make. You would make. So that's about, so diamond by when, diplomat by when, and ambassador by when. So this is your plan, right? And you're using this as your milestones and your benchmarks to see, am I on track? If you want to be, an ambassador by, May or by March, then you better be well on your way to becoming a diplomat already, or you better be tracking towards that. And then you can watch where you're going to say, am I on track? Do I need to do a little bit more? Because the goal isn't to change the date and just keep pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back. The goal is to stay accountable to what you wrote down on paper. If you actually went to the bank with a business, this is my business plan, and you came back to them in a year and they're going to reassess it, they say, wait a minute, you didn't even hit your first target yet, and you want to borrow more money? What's the bank going to say? They're going to say no, right? Of course, right? When are you going to be in a regional ambassador by? So one of the great things, and this is, if you could create that mindset in people, and that's the one thing that, if anything, I'll say that they've been able to do so phenomenally on the other side of the world, is they've been able to set that as the target. And their target isn't typically to be a diplomat. Their target used to be an ambassador. Today, their targets are regional ambassadors, thank you, right? Regional ambassadors are a target. So, and again, they say shoot for the stars. Don't shoot for 3 feet off the ground because there's not much room there. But if you shoot for the stars, if you kind of miss your target, you still hit, the moon. Or you still are pretty high, right? When are you going to be a national ambassador? When are you going to be a global ambassador? And when are you going to earn your $1 million? And honestly, for everyone in this room, it's really just a matter of time, right? As long as you're consistent, as long as you're persistent, and as long as you keep plugging away, you will have success. It's a foregone conclusion in my mind that people have success. The only reason you won't is when you're not doing it, right? And that's really what it comes down to. So again, the Launchpad, we talked a little bit about this before, this is the business plan. This is what you have to basically ingrain in your mind as your action plan in your DNA. And this is what you need your team to be focusing on. So if you can get everyone to the Launchpad, the next 30 days training, and create that system where everyone plugs into, you're walking around and you're just hearing your team talking about it, that's now a culture. Because you started preaching it, but now you're not preaching it anymore. You've got people around you preaching it, and they're not just preaching it here in Canada, they're preaching it in Asia. They're preaching it in Africa. They're preaching it in the UK. They're preaching it in the US. And your business is now just creating so much volume, and that's what this is going to do. If people have these as targets and they're shooting for them, what's it going to create? Commission of volume, success, income, stories. Because every time someone hears of someone having success, that shows them that it's possible for them to have the success, right? So, and then of course, so write down when is your VDM launch date. This is for a brand new person. So your first person, when's their VDM launched? When is their first business call date? Get them to take action immediately, right? Don't put it off to next week. You're starting today. Let's do your first call today. Let's do your first call tomorrow. Like, you want to do it immediately. You want to create that culture that it's important. And if it's important to you, it's important to your team. If it's not important to you, guess what? It's not important to them either, right? It starts with you. My first Tuesday webinar date. So if someone gets started, these are the things you need to make sure that they're connected to. I start today. My first Tuesday date is what? In 3 days? That's the first webinar that they should be on, right? My first Sunday webinar is when? It's tomorrow, right? It's not next week. It's not the week after. I'm launching my business today. It's important to me. My first date in terms of my webinar is tomorrow, Sunday, not a week from Sunday, right? My first branding party. And of course, when am I going to earn my first business income? What's the first income you can earn? Sign up is one? Retail, right? So it could be a number of different things. It could be retail. What am I going to? A branding party could lead to your first sale, right? Your first income. Thanks, right? So your branding party, which is going to be income, and then of course next is you got the wholesale profit from maybe launching a virtual designer mall yourself. That's sort of your second milestone. Your third milestone would be maybe cycling, and then once you cycle, it's repeating the pattern through someone else, and that's going to create your business development bonus, right? So those are all key milestones, but it starts at the beginning. And if your first one never comes, the rest will never come either, right? Man, this is hard. So does this make sense for anybody? Has everyone done this? Anyone not done it? I assume there's a lot, right? Because at the end of the day, I think it's how we start, right? And it's our mindset right at the very beginning, right? Like everyone said, if you invested, and I say to everyone, if you are invested $169, pretend it's $1.6 million. Because your mindset will be different. You'll be saying, oh my gosh, this is my last $1.6 million. How am I going to get it back? You're going to be figuring out everything you can do to make sure that every minute of the day is focused on getting back that $1.6 million. The unfortunate thing is because it's $169, it's a pair of shoes. Right? Who cares, right? It's a dinner out, with the wife, or a couple dinners out with the wife. It's not a big deal, right? So we don't really value it as much, and because we don't value it as much, guess what the return is? It's nothing, right? So this is really the key. So what are we going to do after today? What's the first thing we're going to do? Set our target, right? Sit down in the comfort of your own home. One of the leaders used to say, maybe you need to turn off the lights and think about, listen, what do I want? And we did that exercise just a minute ago with you, right? What do I want? What do my life do I want? What am I willing to give up to get what I want? And then figure out, when do you want it by? It's not so much what you want, when do you want your push? When do you want it? And then holding yourself accountable to the date. Don't change the date, because now you're wimping out on yourself, right? So that's really my time. I want everyone to sit down and really, from today's the first day in your business, right? Absolutely. Yeah. So wherever you're at today, what's your next target? When are you going to be there by? What do you want? When you get paid next, and how much is it going to be? And when are you going to be a diplomat if you're not a diplomat? When are you going to be an ambassador if you're not an ambassador? When are you going to be a regional? And when are you going to hit your $1 million? And then all you're going to do is work backwards with the end in mind. Hold yourself accountable to your daily activity. If you're doing the daily activity, guess what? $1 million is a foregone conclusion, if you're doing those things daily. All right? So thanks, everyone, for your time. And I'll pass it back to Bob.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Brian. It was fantastic. When Brian first came up, I had mentioned something, and I think everybody missed it. All right? Brian, 9th person down, from that part on, his group group sales volume per month is $800,000. Retail. Okay? I don't hear any noise. He's phenomenal. He's a fantastic salesperson. He's a fantastic leader. We need to recognize that. We know we have these leaders here. That's fantastic. Thank you very much, Brian. The battery of the phone is almost done.
Okay. We go charge it.
Oh, here we go. We're going to tether the leaders over here so they can't get their backside into the camera. Okay. It's charging, so I'll see. All right. Sorry about that. Little technical glitch. There are two ladies in the room. I've met them quite a while ago. I've introduced them before, and I've mixed everything up on them. They are a fantastic team. So they work very, very, very well together. They are extremely good motivators, teachers, mentors. Organizers, fantastic organizers. They're doing an amazing job with the Toronto Chinese community. It is just incredible, especially when you consider that Sarah comes from a book publishing background. Okay, she graduated U of T. They both did. She's always had an entrepreneurial spirit, which is something that you really, in this business, is fantastic help for you. She understands that everybody should build a backup plan. Now, your backup plan can become your forward plan. Actually, the two of them, Sarah and Winnie, got involved in some sort of cosmetic direct sales sort of thingy, and from wherever, and it didn't work so well. But from what I understand, Sarah knows Renee, and he said, "Come and see GWT." And she said, "Oh," and then went. He told Winnie, "Coming with me." So Winnie went. And the rest is really GWT history. Between the two of them, after they woke up, of course, everybody from time to time has that day. She knew Renee. They both knew Renee. They thought the business was fantastic, so they fell asleep. 9 months later, they're ambassadors. They're ambassadors with 900 people in 20 countries around the world. And remember, Winnie met Renee January 2013. And they're at that point. Ladies, congratulations on your success. And come on up, and they're going to talk to us a little bit about jogging your memory. Oh, thank you.
This thing right now because we had such a great potluck, right? So, you know, instead of jogging our energy, we're going to jog our memory. So what is the typical objection that a lot of average people that you know have when you present them with this business? Exactly. Or I only know my parents. That's it. So this is when, you know, you want to actually bring out this, right?
So psychologically, most people really only know those people around them. So when they launch their BDM, they might be really, really excited, right? Sure. They're like, oh, I know someone in this business. It'll be perfect for it. I know 3 or 4 people. What happens the week after? I know the same 3 or 4 people. So most people just rotated on those same people because that's who they're closest to. That's the ones that they have like and trust with. So unless you write down and you have a name list, you don't actually know how many people you possibly are. A little bit about how to do that.
And, you know, we are in direct sales, And despite most popular thinking that, you know, our inventory is all the sparkly stuff, it's actually the name list. If your name list runs dry, your inventory is gone, right? So we always have to keep the pipeline full.
So A, your list must contain 100 names to start with. My starting number of names on my name list is blank, so that's your goal. When you're making the list of people you know, never prejudge anyone. No one is too poor. No one is too rich. No one is too young. No one is too old, right? No one is too geeky or nerdy. No one's too dumb or too smart. So your circle of influence is the key. It's not necessarily who you know, but maybe who you know that they know, right? How many generations later did Nigeria come out from Brian's team? How many generations down did our Chinese leaders come out? So it's just about persistence. And generally, the people that you think will go to the moon may do absolutely nothing. And we've experienced that a lot. And the people who you think would never get off the ground may become the strongest member of your team. So we have in that room across a 16-year-old sitting in the front row, as well as I think 65 or 70-year-old also in the front row, and they're doing really well.
She didn't even know how to use the computer.
Yeah, she just learned to sign up someone on her back office online. So age is not an issue.
So the memory jogger is really helpful for obviously those people who feel like they don't know anyone, right? Because truthfully, you do know a lot of people. It's just locked up in that, you know, storage cabinet somewhere that you don't typically access. So some of the people would be like, obviously, family, relatives, friends, neighbor, coworker, social clubs, religious gatherings, people in your religious group, professionals like your doctor, your lawyer, your dentist, okay? Tradespeople, plumber, electrician, carpenter.
I hope the names are popping up as she's speaking.
Right. Business owners, so salon stylists, nail stylists, you know, barber shops, okay? Organizations, are you involved with any type of organizational group? Daycare, okay? A funny story about daycare, actually. Renee actually introduced this opportunity to his son's old Montessori school teacher. And it was funny because the first time I met her, she was like, yeah, I always wondered what Renee was doing. I thought he was a drug dealer. Because he's always like blinged out. He has time to pick up his kids, you know. He's like the M5. Yeah, he's in a designer jogging suit, but he's wearing like his 21K Barry Mosh. Right? Sports, are you involved with sports? Schools, local businesses, any other MLM distributors. So, you know, Ramin has created the amazing Trade Up program. So this is for like a tool for you to use to approach other MLM people who have lost money, right?
Next slide.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so create your top hotshot 7 list by identifying their top 7 people who you want to partner with in your GW business. Then arrange a tour time with your sponsor or an upline for each of your top 7 hotshots. So the reason why it also says that is when you're first starting this business, you may not know the proper things to say. And that's why we have your My 5, right? People who you can rely on to help you book that appointment and help you speak. You shadow them, listen to them a few times, and then you're going to get it too. Because we say the same thing over and over and over every day. This business doesn't really change, right? So after you have given your top 7 hotshots GWT tour, refer back to your 100 list and create a new set of 7 hotshots.
Okay, so next you want to write down your hotshot 7 names now. Okay, so get out a piece of paper and a pen, and if you need any paper, let us know. We'll get it to you. So write down your hotshot 7 names now, and then you can work on your next 250 in the next 7 days. Your list is your lifeline, and without it, you will be out of business soon. So your list starts with whom you know already around the globe and people you meet or connect with on social media, email blasts, advertising, and branding parties. So how much time do we have?
About 15 minutes.
15 minutes? Okay. So you guys have 10 minutes to work on this. Okay, see how many names you can get on a piece of paper. Okay, let's start. Just let me know when it's 10 minutes. Actually, in this day and age, it should be pretty easy to get 250 because, you know, everyone's phone, if you open up your phone, your address list. Exactly. I have over 1,000 people on my Facebook list, and, you know, I'm my warm market, right? So. But for those of you who are, you know, might be having brain freeze, I'm just going to go through that list that I said again. So once I say it, then you're going to write whatever comes to your mind. Okay? So family, relatives, go. Friends. Neighbors. Coworkers. Social clubs. Religious gatherers. Professionals. Tradespeople. Business owners. Organizational groups. Daycare. Sports groups. Schools. Local businesses. Other MLM distributors. Okay, everyone put down their pens. So how many people have 20 names? Raise your hand. Raise your hands high. Okay, let's start with 10 names. 10 names. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So 50 names. 100? If you were writing really fast. 150. 200. Okay, how many? 204. Wow, 204. So in the span of 10 minutes, she got 204 names. Anybody can do this. Remember, in the next 7 days after this boot camp, make sure you teach this to everybody. Your memory jogger is actually in your back office under BIF, under your BIF. And just print it out. Okay, share it. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Louise. I think one of you ran away. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping now for everybody. We're taking a bit of a break because I know everybody has been sitting for a while and listening and taking notes. We need to stretch our minds and stretch our arms and our legs. Also, there's some food left at the back. Go and get some food. If you have any trays, dishes, or anything like that, prepare them to leave because we can leave nothing here when we go. All right, so we're going to go on break, and we will be back here talking again later on today at 3 o'clock. Okay, so everybody's back ready to go at 3.
Everyone, let's take a 15 minutes break, and then we'll be back in 15 minutes.
Actually, Obdulia, we do have a few hands up from the world. Since they are taking a break, we can actually have a few of those people share on whatever they like to share.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah. So first I'd like to unmute Asaf here. And he has his hands up for quite a bit. So Asaf, are you still there? If you are, please unmute yourself and share what you'd like to share with us. Hello, Asaf? You're muted on your side, so we cannot hear you at this moment. Hi, Asaf. You're louder because I cannot really hear you. Go ahead.
So what am I sharing?
Well, I don't know. You have your hands up. You must have something you'd like to share with us.
Okay, just share with you guys that I really enjoyed the webinar, the boot camp.
Yeah.
Here in Australia, it's 6 a.m. It's already 4 hours running. And I'm running, I'm learning so many new things. And yeah, thanks for everyone. That's for that.
Asaf, what time was it when we started?
2 a.m.
Wow, that's commitment.
2 a.m.
Yeah, so thank you very much.
Great job, great job. Thank you for being here, and this is amazing. So great. Thank you. Be a warrior. Let's have Let's have Sandy. Sandy also have your hands up for a little bit. Sandy from Minnesota, I believe. Sandy, are you still there? You're unmuted on my end. If you can unmute yourself, will be great. Hello, Sandy. Sandy from Minnesota. I think you are with the Ambitious Movement team, and if you guys have anything to share, please raise your hand, and I'm going to unmute you. So, Sandy, if you are there and you can unmute yourself, will be great. But in the meantime, let's unmute Anne Marie. I think she has something to share right here.
Yes.
Hello, Anne.
Hi, good afternoon. Good day. This is Anne from Dominica. I've just called to thank the trainers for this excellent training that was going on. I was unable to follow quite certain parts of it, but from what I have learned, I know I must always have a plan and try to keep to the plan. I may go away from the plan for some time because of one thing or another, but I know to stay, to try to follow my plan. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. And thanks for introducing. Thanks, yes. That is Dominica in the Caribbean. I am between Guadeloupe and
What time is
Martinique.
it over there?
Pardon?
What time is it over there?
Oh, it is 3:49 p.m.
Okay, okay. At least the time is not as bad as Australia.
No, I heard it's time.
Yeah.
Okay then, thank you.
Great. Thank you, thank you. Okay, we also have Myra. If you have anything to share, if you don't, you can, put down your hands. But if you continue to have your hands up, I'm going to unmute you, and hopefully we can hear you. We have Simi. Hi, Simi. You're unmuted. Hello, Simi. Okay. Some of you may not have surround sound right here. I'm sorry. I cannot really hear you. I think it's, there's some technical difficulties right there. We have Abdulayer. I believe you're from Africa. Is that correct? Okay. Sammy saying, I'm here. Yes, Sammy, I'd like to hear from you, but somehow I cannot really hear you. And let me unmute you again, and if you'd like to share some words. Hello?
Hello?
Hi. Hi, Sammy. How are you? Now I can hear you.
Hello?
Hi. Can you hear me, though?
Hi, everyone.
Hello, hello.
I can't hear anything.
So if you cannot hear, probably you need to adjust your mic or speaker. I don't know, because we can hear you well. Okay. Okay, well, if you have anything to share, by all means, the mic is still yours. And I mean, while they are on the break, and we'd like to hear from you and what's your feedback about the boot camp, what's your take on, for the exercise that they shared. Have you doing the exercise that the speaker was asking for? Participating is one of the key here, and you need to be fully participate, and in order for you to really implement everything that that you learn. You can attend as many webinars or seminars as possible. But if you don't implement it, you don't take action on what you have learned, then you just waste your time. So I want everyone here to really do something with, you spend time here, you spend money in the invest in the business, and you are here today for a beautiful Saturday, and some of you get up like 2 o'clock in the morning. I really wish you can use the knowledge that you learned and use that in your advantage, right? Take that and implement it and do something with what you have learned and move forward with your business. So if you have anything to share, if you like to share, you can either put on in the chat box, or if you like to speak in front of the group, you can raise your hand. I'm going to unmute you. And we have Myra said, I'm happy to have attended. Thanks. I'll continue to take action. Absolutely. That's exactly the key. Taking action. And we have, all right, Julia, Are you still
Yes,
there?
Rose. We have Rose from California. Rose, can you hear us?
Hear me?
Yes?
Okay, I just want to congratulate the GWT family just to put together this boot camp. I want to each LC make sure they attend, they listen, they put in practice, because people pay a lot of money to learn, to listen this kind of meetings. And we have from GWT for all these millionaires, all these experienced millionaires, we have training us and share with us for free. This is amazing. It's amazing. I never see this kind of thing in any company. And I want to congratulate again, and I want to all LEC take advantage in this. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you, Rose. Thank you so much for sharing it. We may take it for granted, and you say, these trainings are expensive. These trainings you have to pay hundreds of dollars, but we get it for free. So let's take full advantage. Let's take action, and let's build our business.
Absolutely. Great job, great job. Thank you, Rose, for sharing. And we also, Sammy also said, I'm now seeing the difference, and I now have a target every week, which is amazing. You do need to do that. And Irma said, a very informative training. This is a time to take massive action in our business. And Janet said, that was Brian talking to me personally. Yes, Brian Aranda. That was Brian Aranda talking to me personally. I will be working on my business plan tomorrow with all the dates and the numbers, and I agree so very much so with Rose. We have amazing training in GWT. Let's create the results with the information we create, we receive. Absolutely.
We also have Irma saying, very informative training. This is the time to take, I think you just read this one.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I think we should also take about 5 minutes to grab our coffee and things, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. In the meantime, let's if you need to continue to write down your business plan, your strategy, or anything, by all means, please do that, and I'll see you back in a few minutes.
Excellent.
Okay, good to go.
Now the world is listening.
There we go.
All right. All right, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you happen to be in the world. We're going to sit down. No matter where you are in the world, it's time to sit down. Take out a pen and a piece of paper. We actually, hey guys, grab your seat, please. All right. We've actually been keeping some of our people running around all day. If they happen to speak Chinese and they're a leader, they've had to run across the hall. So we're lucky enough at this moment to have our National Ambassador, Renee Liao, coming back to see us again to talk to us a little bit about approach and how to get your clients and your potential person going. Lior, come on up and, oh, sorry, Renee. For anybody who hasn't been up here so long. Lior,
let me do work it. Thank you so much, Bob. Thank you, Lior.
Hey, Bob. Renee, you're looking good. Right?
Actually, I prefer Ramin next time. You're going to call me Jogger. So actually, the agent team doesn't know the difference between Renee and Ramin. So I think Ramin. So I'm like, hi. Okay, so where's the phone? Is that the phone there? Is it still? Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, the phone's okay? Okay, it's half charged. Can you guys hear me okay? On the phone? Computer? Okay. Well, we're going to go anyway. So approaches. So if you notice our training program today, right, what were the first few sections? You already forgot already? Whoa! 8 categories, right, to know what kind of person you are. Then it was the forensic economics, why you need a business, right? Then it was the tripod of belief that we both trade, right? This is why taking notes is important. After the first hour, 80%, it's gone, right? Okay, so we're doing this for a reason, because unless you have your beliefs strong and you know why you're doing this business, the approach is key, but you won't even get there because you're not even doing the things to do the approach, right? Once you have your why in place, that should make you cry, right? And you have your beliefs strong, then this is just natural because you want to help others, okay? So I had a tough time, to be honest with you, while doing approaches, because for me, being a programmer, my best friend was my keyboard. So if you're not a programmer, you probably don't get that joke. I got like one person laughing at that one, right? So yeah, so as a programmer, what we do is we talk to the computer every day. And we literally talk to the computer, like, what the heck is wrong with you? Yeah. And so that we might even abuse our keyboard friend, right? So, yeah. I see you, man. Okay, so I'm going to keep looking at this guy today. So anyways, so for me, I had to learn how to do approaches because I was bad at approaching anything. Dogs, girls, business partners. I was just bad at doing approaches, right? I didn't know how to talk to people, so I scared most people away. So in the training here, we're going to teach you guys how to become master approachers. Sound good?
Master approacher?
Yeah. And so, number one, why not say too much? The key thing is, again, be the message, not the message, because most people, what happens is that, my butt again? Yeah. Yes, okay. Thank you. They're saying too much of the wrong stuff. It's okay to say a lot, but you want to know what to focus on when you're talking to somebody. If you're the kind of person that starts talking a lot about the business, like the compensation plan and the binary system, and I can sponsor you, you make me money kind of thing, wow, you're going to screw it up back, okay? So the key is to say the right things, and the whole purpose of this is to invite someone to see what you're doing. Right there with that invite. Okay, not sell, not grab, not pull, not lure with hijack. You're not hijacking someone. You're inviting, okay? Okay. So, because the more information you give someone now, what happens is the less they think things to know later on. So the key to try to have this effect where you're kind of pulling someone towards you. You know what I'm trying to say? You're kind of like giving them a little bit of information and become a bit closer, right? What some of you guys do is you keep talking, and you're trying to pull them closer, but the process is getting further and further away. You got to know when to zip the lips, okay? All right? Don't rush it, okay? It's not a rushing game here. So the whole point is have a nice conversation. Yeah, right? And some people have this weird mindset where we have to fix it right now. If this isn't going to fix, you're not going to have a good time doing approaches. It's your mindset. It's your mindset in the selling mindset. Okay? If you're thinking, oh, look at that guy over there in the suit. I see a 3099 on his forehead. Diamond package. Right? Okay? So if you view him, oh, this guy, he's going to give you a lot of money. Right? That's a good piece of meat over there. Okay. You see what happens? You see what happens? He feels it. Right? So he's not here to, he's not really trained. He's not really trained. He's just like a prop in here. So, you know, when something happens, you get pushed away, right? And when you go to a shopping mall, the same thing happens to you. You're going to go buy a pair of something, and the sales agent comes by. What do you feel? You feel this pressure, right? And you try to like turn an angle or something like that, right? Yeah, right. But they're doing their job, but you can feel it when they're coming on too strong, right? And that was my mistake in my first few approaches. I was coming on too strong, and I realized that girls don't like that. I'm talking about the business now. The business. Girls and guys don't like that, right? Okay, so instead of having that selling mindset, try doing the giving mindset. You're here to give people money. You're going to give away a gift certificate of $300. That's not yours, right? So if that's the first tweak in your mind is to give, much better, okay? But more important than giving is have the mindset of sharing, okay? Lior. Sharing. All about sharing.
So, what do you do when you watch an amazing movie? Share. You cry. Was that the guy with the pink seats? So, you share it, right? Listen, I just saw this incredible movie. You're going to love it. You got to go see it, right? Am I selling the movie? No. I'm sharing, right? Now, when you're sharing a movie, how do you feel? Excited. Do you feel like you're pressuring the person? No. Do you feel like you're trying to make them do something? No. Do you feel like you want money from them? No. Do you feel like they're going to make you money? No. You're just saying, hey, I just saw something, I like it. You're going to like it too. That's all that sharing is all about. Okay? What do you do when you eat at a great restaurant? And if you say cry. We have a psychologist in the room. What do you do when you eat at a great restaurant? You share, right? You've got to try this pasta at this restaurant. It's incredible. I'm just sharing, right? But notice how your personality is when you share about a restaurant, and notice how your personality is when you share about GWT. Is it a little different right now? Why? It's the same thing, right? So try and make your personality the same as if you're sharing a movie or as if you're sharing a restaurant, okay? What do you do when you find a great deal on something? You share. I just got a free TV. You're going to love it. Where? Renee's house. You share. So share GWT. Renee's like, why is my TV missing? So share GWT. Your mind. So again, again, if it's good enough for your family, isn't it good enough for you? Obviously, right? And isn't it good enough for others? Obviously. Okay, so you shouldn't be shy to share this with other people because you did it, right? Give enough people what they want and you will eventually get what you want. So again, like Renee said, there's no dollar bills on people's foreheads. So when you're seeing somebody, it's not, oh my God, they're going to make me so much money. Oh my God, do you know that person? Oh, do you know how much people they know? Oh my God, huge network. Oh. That's what people do, right? But that's not how to approach it. What do you? Oh, okay. He did do it on purpose, but it was like this. Leave the flexing out of sharing, all right? So, you're just helping people get what they want. So, can you give people what they want if you don't know what they want? Well, so what's the first step you got to take? You got to figure out what they want. So does it make sense to offer somebody something without first knowing what they want? No. Because how do you know they even want it? You don't know. So you got to figure out what it is that they want in their life first and then offer them this opportunity that's going to give them that. Okay? You're not here to get money from people, no dollar sign in people's heads. You're here to help everyone by showing them the incredible GWT opportunity.
Now, one thing I was mentioning about too is that if you have that mindset where you have that big hope, like, oh, this guy here, and I get those phone calls sometimes. Renee, I have this prospect here. He's amazing. He has, a huge network. He's got money, and you put all this hope into this one prospect. What happens when they say no to you?
It's not a movie, Brian.
Yeah. Right? Exactly. And some of you do that in your own mind. It's not out loud like he did. But a lot of you guys, you lose hope. You think that it doesn't work. Because why? Because you put all this hope because you want to get this guy, right? But if your mindset was truly, I want to help Leo or have a better life, if he said no to you, you're thinking, well, you know what? It's his choice. Nothing personal, right? So I'm telling you right now, if you want to make your life approaching easy, you got to change that mindset. If today, some of you, been here for 5 years, I know what you're still thinking the same. You think, you know what? Fresh meat, right? You got to change that mindset. It has to be purely, how can I help this person? Once you do that, I'm telling you the rest gets easy, all right? Good, great.
And I do see that even today, a lot of people do that. They get their hopes up. Renee's absolutely right. And then they put all their eggs in one basket, nothing happens, and they lose all their motivation. But you didn't lose your motivation because that person didn't join. You lost your motivation because you put all of your hope on that person. That was the issue. Not one person is not going to make you $1 quadrillion. Okay? There's 7 billion people in the world, and there's a lot of people out there that we can help to have what they want. And if we do that, we're going to get what we want.
So write it down. I will be process-oriented, not end result-oriented. If you're end result-oriented, you can pull a Brian. Okay? Be process-oriented, right? That's why you're just thinking, show the tour, share the tour, share the tour, and that's it. Okay? No emotional roller coaster. All right. So there's 3 simple steps. How many? 3. To approach it. Step 1, and by far the most important part, that not only happens during the beginning of your business, but it maintains the lifetime of your business with your LCs. It's like and trust. Okay? Because don't think that it's only when you talk to someone that the approach begins. The approach begins the second you say hello. The very first thing you say to someone, that first impression is a lasting impression, right? Okay? So do like and trust. Because if someone likes you, will they join you? Much better chance. If they don't like you, will they join you? No. Everyone want to go buy something, but the sales agent is a doorknob. You don't want to buy from them anymore. You say, no, I'm not going to buy from you because you don't like the person, right? So your first job is to make the person like you. How do you do that? One quick tip, write it down. Smile. Some of you guys, when you get into the approach mode, you're thinking business, you have this serious face. You're like, hi. You're going to freak them out, okay? So be calm, hi. Okay? But don't be like with a weird, like, Lior, hi. Okay? Okay? That's the wrong kind of hi. It has to be the genuine hi, okay? They like you, but they don't trust you. Will they join you? No. So they might like you as like a wingman or like a beer buddy, or that kind of, but if they don't trust that you're the right kind of person to make $1 million with, they might not also join you. So make sure you establish, like, that's your part, like and trust. It's your part. Of course, you can do that by what's called form. Lior, take it away.
So like and trust is 66% of your success. This, 66%. Okay, something that's worth that much is probably something you should master. Okay, there's probably, the reason I've sponsored 104 people so far is because of this, and purely this. This is the thing right here, okay? The other 33% is the opportunity, and luckily I don't have to worry about that because we got the best company, the best products, the best compensation plan. What I need to focus on is this. This is what I've been focusing on for the last 6 years, and that's why I've been able to sponsor 104 people, okay, because of this. This is the only thing I want you to really get. This is the approach right here, okay? Like and trust, all right? So how do you get somebody to like you? How do you help somebody see what a great person you are? You ask them what? Question. Why? 2 questions tell somebody. Now you care. Big people don't care how much you know until they know how much you guys know this, right? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And they know how much you care because you're willing to ask them questions about their life. That's how they know how much you care, okay? So, family. What are some questions about family you can ask somebody? How many kids you got? Can I have one? Are you married? Can I have your number? No. Don't have my part. What else?
Where are you from?
Where are you from? Do you want to go? That's it? Well, we're talking about family, right? Family. Do you have family overseas? Right? Do you have family here? Right? How many siblings do you have? My favorite question regarding family is, do you get to spend enough time with your family? 95% of the time the answer is going to be no. Occupation. What are some great questions? What do you do? Do you like what you do? How long have you been doing about it? What don't you like about it? What do you like about it? What's that? Oh, you must be a millionaire. How long have you been doing it, right? But my favorite question is, do you love what you do? Because 95% of the time the answer is going to be no.
Who do you love they do for a job?
Only because we're part of the company. Recreation. What can you ask people about recreation? Do you play sports like badminton? You like to travel. You like to race cars.
What do you do for fun?
What do you do for fun? Okay. Hobbies. Now, most people love traveling, right? So my favorite question is, do you get to travel enough? And the answer to that question would be? No. Yeah. Money. Well, what can you ask people about money? So she said, how much do you make? Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Lior. How much money do you make? What's that? Okay. So if you go to Asia, make sure you're making money. Okay? What other question about money? Or how could you say that in a different way, maybe? Yes. Are you broke, basically, right? Yeah. Are you making the kind of money that you'd like to be, right? That's a little bit more soft.
Are you financially where you want to be?
Are you financially where you want to be? Yes. Do you keep your career options open? You should be writing this stuff down. Write it down. Are you open for another opportunity? Yeah? Are you looking for an additional stream of income? Guys like that one? Are you 100% satisfied where you are right now in your life? And the majority of people that are going to say?
No.
Got another one? You're good? So, form, okay? You want to definitely focus on form. Every conversation you currently have today is already using form. When you call people, hey, what's up? How's your day? How's your job? How's the kids? You already do that anyway. The problem is you don't do it with people who you don't know. That's what we're talking about here. The same thing you're doing right now with the people you do know, start to do it with the people you don't know. Because when you start to do that with the people you don't know, the fact that you're doing it with somebody you don't know says to them that you care. That's the whole point of this, okay? You do this every day. There's no particular order. You don't have to start here and then move here and then go back here and then go over there. And you don't have to do all of them. You're just looking for something. What are you looking for? Their itch. Itch. What's their itch? The dirty spot. Tell me to go take a shower. What?
So there is like what's missing for them?
Yeah, right. Which is their want or their need. What do they want and what do they need? That's their itch. Okay? I want this. I want more money. I want more money. It's like when you need something, it's like it's itching, right? You need it. You want it. That's what you're trying to find by asking them questions, right? So if you're asking them about their job and you say, do you love what you do? And they say no, that's their itch. Okay? That's their itch. If you're talking to them about family and you ask them, do you get to spend enough time with your family? And they say no, that's their itch. They want to spend more time with their family. They want a job that they love. They want to travel more. They want to make more money. Those are itches. Those are wants and needs. Okay? Now once you find their itch, what are you going to do? Scratch it. So in other words, what you're going to do is you're going to talk about that itch. Okay, you're going to talk about it. So if they say they don't love what they do, oh, that sucks. You know, how is that for you? You know, is there anything else you'd rather be doing? Like, how long have you been doing that? Like, you shouldn't be doing that, right? You got to make them realize that the way that they're currently living is not acceptable. Is it acceptable that you live your whole life not doing what you love to do? Is it acceptable that you don't get to spend enough time with your family? Is it acceptable you don't get to travel as much as you want to? That's why you guys are in this room, right? Because to you it's unacceptable. But to your prospect right now, it is acceptable. So you got to make them realize it's not acceptable because one day they're going to die. So you might as well live a great life, right? So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make people realize life is urgent and you got to start taking action towards what you want. Because life can be over any day now, right?
Yeah, I was really bad when it came to doing this kind of conversation. So I learned this trick from a trainer one time, and basically, to get more conversation going with a person, just repeat after them. So they say, you know, yeah, I don't like my job. You say, oh, you don't like your job? And you open your eyes. And you wait. I say, yeah, you know, my manager is really, really bad guy. Your manager is a really bad guy? And then you wait. And then they'll keep giving you more. Yeah, you know, I mean, last week at my office here, he was pushing me overtime. You have overtime? But you have to have that, like, innocent big eye look, like, right? Like, you want more information, and they'll keep giving you, right? That's all I did, though. But the key is to really wait. Like, you have to ask and then wait. And they'll tell you, just try it. It's like a stare down. Right, so anyways, yeah, that really worked for me too, okay? So try it, I swear to God, yeah. Okay. There's a fine line between innocence and treason. Yeah. You gotta find that line. You should look curious. Okay, so 3 questions I love to ask. that really gets the ball going is about their occupation. So we kind of mentioned before, you say, what do you do for a living? And they'll say, whatever the answer is, doesn't really matter, right? Then you can then apply question number 2. You can repeat the first one if you want, but number 2 is, oh, how long have you been doing that for? They'll say 1 month, 10 years, 50 years, 20 years. Doesn't know what the answer is, right? Question 3 is the money question. Question 3 is where you say, oh, you must love what you're doing. And then you open your eyes. And you wait. And then mostly they'll say, no. The ones who say yes, you say, really? And then most of them will actually change their answer. And they're not really. Right? So, but then you know that they don't love their job. Then what's the next question? Oh, you don't love what you're doing? And they'll tell you more, right? So you just keep waiting for more information, right? Does that make sense, guys? Can you guys do that? Do it to me. Okay. You don't love what you're doing? Okay. They'll give you more information. All right. All right. that's a creepy version. Right? So really, I mean, a lot of you, you're out there trying to share and have fun. It's a really fun business, right? But some of you guys take it too seriously. You get to know, like, you're cool, Brian. Okay? So it's all about having a conversation. Really, the goal is to meet new friends, right? If your goal out there in approaching is to meet new friends and get to know them, ask questions, that's really what approach is all about, okay? So go out there, meet as many friends as possible. When you ask the question, try to listen. A lot of you guys, what's going wrong in your approach is they tell you one thing, that you launch on tiger mode. Like they say to you, I want my job. You need this business right now because it's going to change your life forever. You pounce on them, right? And it's like, what the heck has happened? Like, they feel the territory invaded. Okay, warning bell, right? Don't go in tiger mode. Okay, just yeah. So ask questions, you listen, right? Let them talk. Okay, because we all have 2 ears, 1 mouth. Okay. Yeah. I find sometimes Heidi has also 2 ears, 1 mouth. Yeah, Heidi always listens to me. Yeah. And the truth. Yeah. Because people don't talk enough about themselves. Believe me, I bet you all of you guys in the room today, most of the time in your Monday to Friday day life, when you wake up, when you go to bed, that whole day you're probably experiencing other people's complaints. Agree? Most of you guys go to work and your coworkers nagging, your parents are nagging, your husband's nagging, babies, everyone's nagging, right? But you guys need to talk about yourself. If you give your prospect a chance to talk about their own deep stuff, they will instantly like you. Okay, so moving on here, another really cool tip. Before we get to here, actually, I didn't put it here.
Hey, Renee.
Huh?
Sorry, we cannot really hear you. Renee, would you speak louder?
I'm yelling into the phone already, Sherry. I'm not sure how I can.
That's good. That's good. Thank you.
Oh, that's good? Okay. So one really simple tip that will make everyone smile back at you, try this when you leave today, is give a compliment. Trust me, the best way to lead an approach with someone is give a compliment. Okay? Example, I love your watch. You see, she instantly laughs, right? Okay? So, I love your shoes. Okay. I love your hair. Okay? So rule of thumb, don't give compliments on body parts. Try that. Doesn't work. Yeah. Like, hey girl, you got some nice. Okay. It has to be like, you know what? Okay. Focus. Okay. For example, right? You could say, you know what? You've always been someone that has been so successful in what you do, right? You're making them feel good, right? I mean, you've always been so smart. You're one of the smartest people that I know. Write this down. Write it down, right? Great pictures here, right? there's a way to compliment your prospect, right? It could be about what? A compliment could be for what they're wearing, right? I love your earrings, I love your watch, I love your your timepiece. Or it could be about their ability to be social. You're such an outgoing person. Your customer service was amazing. You're such a smart person. You're very intellectual, right? Because how can you lead that into the business? You're so smart, I could use your opinion of what I'm doing right now, right? You're such a great social person, I could really work together with you on a project, right? So giving compliments is the #1 thing you have to do in all of your approaches. Trust me, you'll instantly make that person like you.
How many times do you talk to somebody negative? Anybody ever talk to a skeptical or negative person? Who would like to know the best way to approach a skeptical or negative person? Anybody? All right. Sarah, you're so smart, and I know that nothing gets past you. I know that you always look at everything and you know exactly what's going on, and I want to show you something to get your opinion. They love it. They love it. Okay? Love it. So that's all you got to do. Nothing gets past you. You're so good at what you do. I respect you so highly. You're so good. You're very smart in your decision making. All right? Right? Because all we want to do is what? Just have them see it. Right? Because they're actually stopping themselves. Their own brain and skepticism is stopping them from seeing it. So you want to get past that skepticism. How do you do that? Raise their ego. All right?
Who here has the last weekend in compliment? Give it a compliment to someone else. Right? How about in the last 2 days? See, most of you aren't. And if you did, your life would be a lot easier when it comes to doing this business, right? How many of you received a compliment last week? Even less. In the last 2 days, who got compliments? Even less, right?
Last 5 minutes.
Right? So, people feel better, right? If you open the door for someone, it's a good feeling. I hate people who open the door for them, they don't say thank you. I'm just joking. Okay, so 3 types of people you're going to approach. Close friends and family, which usually you don't have to spend a lot of time building like and trust. Number 2 is not so close friends and family, like the cousin that you don't want to talk to, or maybe it's your mother. Or strangers, in which case type 2 and 3, you need more time to build like and trust. But all 3 give a compliment, right? And don't be fake about it, because your close friends know you, right? You're such a smart guy, John. Like, what are you talking about, Renee? Right? Okay. Can make it genuine. Yeah. Right. Can't let them see through you. All right. So let's be genuine. Okay. So some tips here again. And it's great to give compliments on the products that we have. Because if you say, hey, nice timepiece, they'll say, oh, well, where'd you get yours from? The opening has arrived. Yes, well, actually, I get paid to wear this one. So it's a fairy time. They get paid to wear it. Great way. Huh? How does that work? And then you had that conversation to go forward with, right? So me and Leo in Miami, we went to this liquor shop to buy stuff for, yeah. So in Miami, and it was actually for a gift. It was a gift for someone else. And the guy at the front desk, we were just talking to him. And we were all blinged out from the tour, right? He's like, oh, yeah, it's nice stuff there. Because we were saying, hey, we asked him questions like, how's your job going? How long are you doing it for? Oh, you must love what you're doing. He says, I hate my job. Oh, we said, well, you should do what we do. I said, well, what do you guys do? We said, well, we get paid to wear this stuff. And boom, it all came out. And you just like put it, you just hold it there. Hey, we get paid to wear this stuff. You kind of do this, you kind of like.
So, I think with our eyes locked on target, you can go ahead.
Right? So he said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, let's go for coffee together. Boom. Meeting booked. Like that, right? The purpose is to invite someone to sit down with you for coffee and go over the business. Do not try to do the business verbally, like face-to-face. You can't do that. You got to book a time, it's a set time to go for coffee, you have the PowerPoint ready, and we have 10 minutes left. Okay? but it has to be a booked time slot. Make sense? Okay?
I just want to make sure you guys really get what made that out. It was this. This is it. You have to have product. To say, you can't, what do you do? This.
You get paid to wear a hand? Yeah.
So you need products, because as soon as you go like this, it's game over, because the products are visual. People love the products.
So I mean, if you're done from head to toe in Fairy and Posh, that's a really effective way to do the business. Some of you guys, I don't get why, you're still wearing some stuff from another company. Don't do that, right? I mean, imagine going to a Gucci store and they guys wearing an LV tie. Get fired, right? Agree? Right? The Gucci guys had told Gucci stuff, right? So you got to promote what you're talking about, okay? So we're going to fast forward and not do the drill. You have a wedding ring? You know what? Take it off. It's okay. It's for business, right? Take it off. Yeah. Put it on when you go home. Okay? Okay. I do myself. I'm not joking. I don't wear my wedding ring. I have like a $3,000 wedding band. I don't wear it though because it doesn't promote my business. Right? I bought it before. So the shorter the my wife bought it for me actually. But okay, so the shorter the approach, the better it is. The most easiest way to invite some of the toughest people you're going to approach is asking for an opinion or favor, right? So when Monica approached me, quick story here, I was the most against jewelry person. I was like, I don't wear jewelry. No, thank you. Because the main mindset for some people is if they don't wear it, they don't use it, they can't do the business, which is wrong, right? In business, you do what the people want. You sell what the market wants, right? I might love golf, but selling golf stuff might not make me a lot of money. It's very tough. But this, everyone likes to wear bling stuff. Everyone likes to look good. Everyone likes to buy nice things, right? So when she finally approached me, though, she asked me the first was the wrong way. She said, Renee, I want to show you a business in jewelry. I said, no, thank you. She got smart. She said, well, actually, Renee, you're my brother. You've always cared about me. I love you, Renee. Can you do me a favor and come out as, you're so smart and compliant. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Can you come out and give me your opinion and help me break this down? I said, okay. And when I went there, I saw a class like, dang it, it's really good. I joined, right? But she used which approach? The favor approach, the helping approach, right? Okay? So, yeah, that is true, yeah. And then again, with Sherry and Tammy, 7 days I called them. They wouldn't come out. You know what I did though? I bribed them. I said, no, I'm going to buy you dinner and a bubble tea. She came out. Yeah. So buy your processed bubble tea. It might work, okay? So now it's like I'll buy you dinner and a bubble tea. Yeah. So we have a lot of different scripts here. But again, we've been giving you a lot of scripts because there's so many scripts to go and look at. Go and Google online approaching scripts. There's so many out there. But we've been giving you as much as we could during the last few seconds here, right? So do we have time for a quick drill? Okay, so let's do one script that's really simple. The first one. Yeah, this is one over here. So, so this one here, we're going to change it though. So similarly, when you talk to someone, we're assuming that you now built the like and trust, right? And eventually, the guy with the process will ask you, well, what do you do, right? Or how does that work, right? What you can then say is,
well, I'm glad you asked. I'm in a Toronto designer fashion house and run a huge branding campaign right now. We're giving away $300 gift certificates to people just for their opinion of the products and company. And you wait for a response. And you can also add which city you're expanding into. Like, we're expanding into Toronto, Kansas City, the Wizard of Oz, whatever, right? Minnesota. Then wait for a response and then just add whatever city you're expanding into. So this is pretty simple, right? Right? Who wouldn't want to give their opinion for $300? Nobody. Everybody would want to give their opinion for $300. So to put it all together, John, I need a favor from you, or Judy, guess what, or Humphrey, I need your help. Say the script. So John, can you help me with my branding campaign?
I would love to grab a coffee with you. My treat, coffee's on me. It's $2. Buy them a coffee, right? And if you're going to Starbucks, buy them water. Is tomorrow at 7 good, or is Wednesday at 1 better? Always two choices. Why? Because if you offer somebody chocolate or vanilla, they're going to say, I'll take chocolate, right? But if you say, you want chocolate ice cream? No, I don't want it. If you give them two options, they'll choose one. People like choosing, okay? So give them two options and they'll choose one, all right? So quickly turn to the person next to you, say the script, switch, other person goes, go. Objections. You want to just stay on?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we'll sit.
How long do you guys need for
Objections? How much time do we have? An hour for objections? Because we're going to do a hot seat. Yeah, we're going to be done in 2 minutes. There's no tools?
There is. But really a tool.
And we're going to do a hot seat, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to do a hot seat before we go through the objections, or do you want to do the objections and then do the hot seat? Or do you want to not do the objections and just do the hot seat? Because we're going to cover the objections while we do the hot seat anyway.
Yeah, well, I think we can do the objections first. And we more like
the hot seat's the main part. People get more from that than they do from whatever they say.
with objection, and then for the hot seat, there'll be other questions we don't get in the objections.
Well, the objections pretty much cover everything. There's like plenty of them.
Yeah.
Why don't we just not say them and just bring people up?
Oh, it's probably objection.
I don't know. My opinion is don't go through them, bring people up, and then we're going to cover them anyway.
Unless someone has an objection, and like in the law, and we can cover them.
So why don't we cover those after? Whatever wasn't covered.
How about we just ask people, what's the most common objection? We have a Q&A. Well, if I jump on them, the input of objection, then we cover the document.
No hot seat?
Probably be like other stuff, right? Like, for example, the back office stuff, and then the company. It's just outside of objections, right? So, Q&A. Yeah, there's more Q&A. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Before 50.
Yeah.
Why? They have the room master?
Yeah, they have both rooms to set up the dinner.
Okay. Do you want to have somebody take care of that while we're presenting? What's that? In the corner. Give your partner a round of applause. All right, so how's that? Simple? Is it simple? Tanya, was it simple? Was it easy? Is it GWT? Yes. Simple, it's easy as GWT, right? All right, so tools. Okay, these are some tools you want to be using. Who's got the new Lookbook 3? Who's using it to make lots of money? Tanya, how much money did you make last month using it? Almost $5,000. Okay. Who attaches the price list into the lookbook? Where do you get the price list? In your back office. That's only one side. If you do two sides, it's 12. Tough. Tanya, how many pages is yours? Okay.
How important is it that you touch your price list?
Very important. It's very important.
Because having a price list lookbook is like going through, it's like the window shopping, right?
I've actually had people at the industry where I didn't first realize it was some price list, and they're like, things there, but honestly,
Yeah, because there's no next step, right? There's no next step. So if you ever give a lookbook without price list, you're wasting the lookbook. I'll tell you straight up. I've done it so many times, right? attach the prices because they're going to give you a call back afterwards, right? Because they don't know what's the next step. So attach the prices into the catalog. You got that? No, because some people don't have time to go through your website. People are fast, right? You can't expect someone to go through your catalog and want to go online, right? But if the price is already there, imagine like you get a flyer in the mail, like this week's specials, Best Buy flyer, no prices. You're like, screw this, right? You know, you got to throw it away, right? Don't waste your lookbooks, okay? Makes sense? All right? So lookbook is a great tool to have, but the best tool to have is what's already on your body, the products. So you have to have products, okay? More stuff here. The videos you can share. It's only if someone really wants more information, you can maybe use those videos later on. But I don't usually use them very often. Do you use the videos very often? More during the tour, right? So the fashion video, the timepiece video, the mag packs are great too. But definitely wear the bling.
Most important.
Yeah. Bling like a king or a queen.
One person in Orlando who approached me and said, nice watch, ended up in teams in South America, Jamaica, London, all over the world, and thousands of dollars. Because one person said, nice watch. That's why this is the most important.
Yeah, do you have a question there, please? You know, you can use whatever you want for the approach. It's whatever works in the end, right? So I always say if it's working, don't stop it. If it's not working, you got to tailor what you're doing then. You know what I mean? So usually if I'm doing, for me personally, when I do my approaches, it's usually face-to-face. I usually just get the phone number and book a tour. I don't really do a lot of emailing stuff because it might lead, unless I have no choice but to do the email because they're far away. But whenever possible, I try to just book a meeting face-to-face, yeah. Yeah, question? That's why we don't include the price in the catalogs. Because number one, we have 88 countries, 91 countries. Every country's price is slightly different. We can't print, we can't put it inside the prices, right? So it does change sometimes. But always check back the date. So on your business in the file, back off, it'll say date of that price list, yeah.
Somebody called and the catalog 6 months on the record, and with the price, the price I'm interested by this.
Yeah.
It's $600, but now $700.
Oh, it won't change that drastically. Okay. Yeah, it won't ever be like $100 more. It was like 10 years ago. Yeah, but usually it won't even change that much. I'd say, yeah. So, but yeah, you know, in the end, you got good use. So they contacted you. That was the purpose of that catalog, right? So you can just work your way after that. So the last thing I want to cover here, though, is sometimes you get what's called an approaching objection, which is where they keep asking you for more information. Ever had that happen to you before? You want to know more and more. Can you tell me more, right? What you have to do is this. Really have to get good at this, right? Bite your tongue to bleed, not literally, just figuratively speaking.
Blisters in their tongue.
Who bit their tongue off? Okay. So what you want to do here, the best way to get out of what's called the approaching objection, where they want more information, is you do this. You give, and you do this all the time when you're kids, you give an excuse. Make a reason why you can't talk right now, right? Oh, darn it, my son just puked on my carpet. Or, oh, no, my boss is coming. Or, I'm at work, I can't talk right now. I'm leaving the house right now. Say something, and then you finish off by saying, are you good for next Monday's coffee? You reconfirm the appointment. So once you ask them for next Monday or Wednesday, better for you, they'll say, oh, no, can I have more information? I can't talk right now. I'm really busy, but why don't we just go for coffee on Monday at 7? Make sense? Right? Try not to explain so much, okay? And that's it for the approaching. Now, the next part here, we're going to move right on here because we're tight on time and we want to catch up and give you a long training here, is objections. So, okay. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So right now, let's write down here. We want to ask you guys, what are the most common objections you get? It could be during the approach. It could be during the tour, post-tour. And we're going to help you guys how to respond to these objections, right? So go ahead and say one at a time. So, you had one?
Yeah, so I guess,
I don't have the money. I don't have the money anymore.
You loser.
Don't do that. Kill life insurance. Yeah, no money. No time. No money, no time. Yes, question back there. Oh, yeah, another one? Is it no marketing? Is it MLM? Is it pyramid scheme? Is it Leo Scaler? Okay, yeah, sorry. I'll get back to you. Yeah, okay, I'll get back to you. Okay. I don't want to sell. Neither do I.
I don't wear jewelry.
I don't wear that bling jewelry stuff. Can you guys slow down here? I've lost?
I've lost too many times in other companies. Like,
Right.
I've failed too many times in other companies.
Right. Great. I failed too many times.
I've lost too many friends.
I burned my list. My friends hate me. Yep. Too expensive. My mother, Aunt Sally, tried it. My mother tried this thing, and we had a garage full of stuff. Okay, yeah.
I don't think my friends can afford it.
My friends can't afford it. How do you know? Okay, yeah. My spouse won't let me do it. Are you telling me your spouse owns you? Don't say that. Don't say that. We said it the proper way to respond to the decision. I don't know anyone. I want to make a lot of money, but I don't want to work for it.
Well, that's not for me.
That's not for me.
Yeah, some people just talk about it.
Yeah. What is it that's not for
Renee?
you? Yes, hi. Hello. Ni hao.
This is Abdulia. Can we have also the global participate?
The global participant, oh, I'm sorry, yes, the global may also participate in sharing their objections. So,
You can't read my writing, don't worry, I can't keep it.
so what else do we have here? We have,
Not yet,
okay.
so maybe if you continue for 1 more minute and then we can give you a minute.
Okay. So, yeah, so before we get into answering these objections, we want to teach you is some techniques first. Make sense? Techniques first, then we're going to teach you what to say. So, some techniques here. Ignore the screen. Focus on me. Hello. Okay. Okay. Distracted easily? Yes, I can see that. Okay. See, now you're still looking at me no matter what. So focus on me. Okay. So there's some techniques here, right? One of the most common techniques is what we call feel, felt, sound. Works like a charm. Okay? Feel, felt, and sound. That's, yeah, sorry. No. Okay. So how does it work? You gotta take it away. How does it work?
All right, so. Sebastian, you've heard me do this a couple of times, right? Feel, felt, sound? How did it go?
Well, usually if it calls me in, I'm just like, yeah.
So, you know, somebody says, I don't really enjoy what I do. I just do it because I need food on the table. And you go, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. And what I found, right, was that I didn't have to do what I didn't want to do for the rest of my life, right? Because I found, and then introduce them to the
So
opportunity.
let's put together here. So someone says, I have no money. I know how you feel. I felt that way before. What I found out was if I want to have more money, I need to do something different. I have no time. I know how you feel. That's the way before. What I found out was if I want more time, I need to do something that will give me more time.
And what are they going to say after that? Did you find something? What are you doing to have more time? Right? So you're creating curiosity.
I hate selling. I know how you feel. I felt the same way before. But when I found out, because it's how real this is, you have that kind of like space, right? You know how you feel. Be real, right? I felt the way before. What I found out was that in actuality, we don't have to sell anything here. We're just sharing the opportunity. And I can create that sharing. Welcome here.
I don't wear bling. I know how you feel. I used to feel that way too.
So psychologically, why does the 3 F's work so well? Because a lot of times your prospect and you are at the same level. Your prospect thinks he's here or she's here. They think you're out in outer space. That you don't relate to them. You don't understand them, right? So all the master salespeople, what they always do is they instantly relate back to you by using the 3 F's. They acknowledge how you feel. If you don't acknowledge how your prospect's concern is, they don't want to listen to you. Once they know you have gone through what they've gone through, oh, now there's something to listen to now. Does that make sense, psychologically speaking? Try this with your spouse. I swear to God, it's amazing. Baby, yeah, I know how you feel, girl. You know, I felt the way before. So anyway, yeah.
And we were talking about why this works in the beginning of the approach section with the like and trust, right? Because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. When you do feel felt found, they know how much you care because you know how they feel. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. Or if you didn't feel the same way, say, I know how you feel. I have a friend, Renee, who felt the same way. And what he found, or what we found, right? So if it doesn't apply to you, pick somebody, right?
And, you know, we said before, you know, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Because sometimes what someone's telling you isn't really what they're thinking. People are complicated, right? They might tell you one thing, but in their mind, it's something else. They want to give you like a generic excuse, I have no money. Okay? So if I got, for example, it's not for me, write this down. Peel the layers on the onion. Keep peeling. Find the core. What's the real reason that's blocking that person from doing the business, right? Make sense? Hello? Okay? You got to peel the layers back. So someone says to you, it's not for me. Don't try to sell them. Find out what's the core. Well, what is it that you think is not for you? Then it'll lead to something else. Well, I'm not good at selling. Well, you know, then you have, then you found the core reason, right? So some of these items here is not the core reason. Does it make sense? Okay. So 2 techniques here, right? What? Feel, felt, found, and keep peeling the layers on the onion. Okay.
And don't forget to be excited while you're doing all this. Right? It's all about your enthusiasm.
Right. So. So again, we covered money already. We covered time, right? Do you agree with that? So you say, you know, I realize that if I want to have more time with my family and my thing, I'm busy as of today. I have to do something different in the next 5 years to get more time back, right? And another job or part-time job wasn't going to cut it. I'd be even more busy. I have to find something that gives me more time, right? More money. Sometimes the best way to handle this money thing is, look, if you can't afford $169 to start a business that could give you tax savings of $3,000 to $9,000 back per year and might change your life forever, what you're doing today is not working. Does that make sense? So say it again or no? Okay. So I would say if you don't have the money in the bank right now for $169, which will give you back a tax refund of $3,000 to $9,000, then what you're doing right now, Sarah, is not working. We got to change that. Yeah. Right? You got to have that. Yes, right? So, make sense, guys? So, how this one here? Those MLM things. What do you mean by that? Peel the layer, right? What do they mean by that? Most people say they don't even know what they're talking about. Well, what do you mean by that? Let them try to explain to you what they're thinking. Oh, it's one of those things where you got to tell me some most money. Because this itself, it's so generic. You don't know what's their, maybe they love it. Maybe they actually want to join. So in Asia, someone said it to me, and I was trying to defend it. They actually want to join the business. I'm like, oh. I wasted a lot of time talking to you about stuff that you didn't care about, right? Ask those questions. Want to add anything to that one, Lior?
I'll get back to you, right? Oh, okay. What do you need to get back to me on? Qualify whatever they say, right? See whatever's in the way. You're peeling.
Yeah. Well, I might say, well, if this is a good one, write this one down. Okay, they say get back to you, wait 30 days, wait 2 days, wait 1 month. Ask this question, right? If there's one thing that's holding you back from getting started today, what would that one thing be? Boom! That's like peeling 10 layers at one time. Does that make sense? Yeah. Should I say it again in English? Okay. If you're going to start today, what is the one thing holding you back from selling today? The one main thing. Yes. I'm going to tell you. Right? Doesn't matter how you say it. Okay.
When they have a General Tso chicken shop.
Does that make sense, guys? Because a lot of people, and that, because sometimes they give you like a lot of different things. Find that the core reason that might be holding them back. And one time we had a prospect that was sitting there with us, and we were all talking for like an hour. And finally, I asked the question: there's one thing holding you back from getting started. What would that thing be? You know what he said to me? You know what he said? He said, actually, I wanted to join her. I was waiting to get started. He said, I want to join her, but I'm waiting for the form. I'm like, the whole hour we're like trying to like persuade this guy to join, and he was waiting to join. I'm like, great. If I were to ask that question right now, he was actually waiting for the form to get started. His credit card was already ready in his pocket. I was like, wonderful. Blew the whole hour there. Does it make sense, guys? Okay.
Renee?
I can't sell. I don't like selling. What would you? Again, you felt found, right?
I know how you feel. I felt the same way. I didn't really want to sell either. And what I found was by sharing, I could actually have what I wanted, which will invite them to ask, well, what do you need? And then you can take a...
I love to apply the tax savings with that one, where you say, well, for me, all I did to get to this level was just to share, to help other people save on taxes. And ask them the question, do you know people who would like to save on taxes? The answer should be yes. And I say, well, why aren't you sharing with them? Oh. Does that make sense, guys? Write it down, right? Because if you can get your prospect's mindset to be realizing that, wow, they're not sharing with other people how to save on taxes. What are you so greedy for? So my job to that prospect is to make them realize they're not doing the world a favor by not sharing this opportunity. They're not being cool. Like, so I ask the person, if you found a way, write this down, if you found a way to save on taxes, why wouldn't you share it with your friends? Why won't you share it with your families? Seriously, let me answer that question. All of you guys here, if you found a way to get back $3 grand to taxes, which we do every single 2-week tax training, why haven't you guys talked to all your friends and family? Because some of you have never approached some of your friends, some of your family, right? Even your parents. They have income. They're paying taxes, yes? Why won't you share with them how to save on taxes? So it's not about selling. It's about sharing. But turn it around. Turn the objection around and make them realize that they're being greedy by not sharing. And once you can get that mind shift in the prospect's mindset, they start approaching like good, like crazy. Make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So this one here, don't wear bling. How would you get handle that one? You would say, yeah. What I found out was, what would you say? What I found out was,
I didn't get paid to wear one.
Is that in business, I realized that it's what people want, and most people in the world actually wear jewelry. Of all this stuff sold in the shopping channel, it's over like 70% of all sales in the jewelry. Online too, right? That makes sense? So, and you can give examples. Actually, no, this is called Renee, because he used to never wear bling, right? But the main thing is to have your prospects mindset realize in business, it's not about what you want, it's what the market wants. And everyone wears bling. Do you know someone who wears bling? Right? Okay. Oh, this is Georgia's. I tried it and I failed before. I lost my money. Right? What would you guys say to that one? Yeah. Now, if you never actually lost money in one, you should. Right? But usually the same thing. Okay. Right? Yeah. But what would you say after that? What I found out was what would you say?
Most people fail in something. No, you don't see no negative. At the end, you're inputting, you are going to get it back anywhere from 7 to 9,000.
Is that in this business, you cannot fail. Monetarily wise, you can only make your money back. You cannot fail. But I also add that, I mean, you can't treat these other companies, they're all different, right? You can't go to one Italian restaurant, have a bad experience, and does that mean that all Italian restaurants are bad? No, right? You have, you have one bad girlfriend. Does it mean that all girlfriends are going to be bad? Might as well become a monk.
But apparently when you have a bad girlfriend, all men are bad.
Yeah. Oh. Right?
Renee, let me share with from the world what
Right?
they say.
So the point here is that, guys, it's part of your job when you're trying to handle objections is to kind of shift the mindset of your prospect, right? To, it's not about, failing before. It's understanding that you can't treat this opportunity like this. But let's look at why do most people fail? And Leo, I love how you do this. You always explain to people, why do most people fail when it comes to MLM? Can you do your example where you talk about the profit margins and the other stuff?
Yeah, so I mean,
This is a great way to handle this question. Well, I failed before.
so somebody says, how come nobody makes money in MLM? Anybody ever get that? How come nobody makes money in MLM? So, okay. Go around.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Go. No. So, how come nobody makes money in MLM? Is that guys are enjoying this?
Maybe take a good look at today.
So how come nobody makes money in MLM, right? Well, there's two reasons why you would think that. First of all, most companies, there's two reasons why the average person can't make money in MLM. Number one is low profit margin products.
Write this down. This is money.
Low profit products. Okay? So when you have a low profit margin product, that means you need an army of people to make residual income, right? Renee talked about this before. So in a standard company, in order to make $10,000 per month, at $1 a person, you need about 10,000 people. Do you know the average person that can build a team of 10,000 people? No, right? And 97% of companies have low profit margin products. This is your health and wellness, skincare, telecommunications, right? They all fall into this category. So why most people don't make money is because they can't do this, okay, in most companies. The second reason why, and this is something Renee talked about before again, is ranks and levels, right? So who can remember what ranks and levels do? Restrict the flow of money from the company to you. So the company gets to keep more money. All right? So because of the ranks and because of the low profit margins, these are the two reasons why some people say most people don't make money. Well, guess what? In GWT, we don't have low profit margin products. We have high profit margin products, right? And when you have a high profit margin product, you don't need 10,000 people to make 10,000 a month. If you want to make 10,000 a month, you need an average of 500 to 700 people. Can the average person do this? That's realistic. 10,000 people is not realistic. Right? Right? Right. Good. So we've eliminated the first issue with most people making money. Now what about the second issue? Well, ranks and levels. The reason companies need ranks and levels is because they can't pay people, they can't pay everybody who qualifies to get paid because of the low profit margin. So the reason they do this is because of the first thing. Because of the low profit margins, they need ranks to stop the money from leaving. So what happens in GWT is because we have high profit margins, do we need ranks? No. We don't have this problem, so no ranks. Well, guess what, Mr. Prospect or Mrs. Prospect? I understand that you're telling me that most people don't make money, and I agree with you. Most people don't make money. Why? This is why. But we don't have those problems. This is why. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Round of applause.
Next.
Okay. I have no one to talk to. Again, did we already mention one before? About the whole idea, that you're being greedy by not sharing with others these tax savings. And really, if you found something good for yourself, why don't you share it with someone else, right? So does that have this one over here? Do you know this one? So you can ask them, well, do you know people who like to wear and buy nice things? Everyone does, right? So does that make sense?
You can also share a story. You can say, well, my business partner in New York Scaler doesn't have any family and friends in the business, right? And that'll open their mind up to what's possible, right? Because now they think they need friends and family to build a business, but when you tell them somebody's building it without any, now they understand that whatever they just told you is just an excuse.
Because what you can also mention on top of that is that we have a very visual product. Because most of the companies, what you have to do is you have to sort of go out there and try to bring the product to that person, right? So if I'm selling, I was in USANA for 2 years, what I would do is say, hey, oh, George, you look kind of tired today. I mean, you're not really, are you eating well? Do you have enough vitamins in your body? Because it looks like your toxin levels with the berry extracts, you're lacking some, the free radicals are overwhelming. And by having more antioxidant injections and vitamin C, and so they have a doctor, right? So what happens there? She's getting kind of, so in health and well, you're saying to someone, you're really unhealthy, you're overweight, right? You're losing hair, hence shampoo, right? So it's always negative stuff, right? In our business,
single for the rest of your life.
Yeah, yeah. I had a guy in Taiwan. He went to this date, and the girl brought her upline. He was the date, right, from USANA. And he's like, why is this old lady at this coffee shop in our date together? And the first thing the lady said to him is, hey, you're losing some hair. We have some great shampoo. Did that kill like and trust? He wanted to slap her. But she was older than him. And she was a girl, too. So, so that's what happens in the current industry. With us, by wearing the products, people actually come to you. So tell your prospects, you know what? By wearing our products, people actually come to you because they're wearing nice stuff. Make sense? Okay.
It's expensive. Are our products expensive? No. Yes. Okay, so I got it. Now, do the people who said yes realize that we have products that start at $20? Okay, good. Is that expensive? No, it's not expensive. So when somebody says your products are expensive, they probably saw the fairy mosh and they probably didn't see anything else. Okay, because that happens more often than you think it does, and that's why they're asking you. Okay, so when somebody says that your product's expensive, well, we have products that start at $20. Is that expensive for you? And then they'll say, oh, I didn't know that.
Your reaction to that one, a lot of the objection handling is your reaction. If they say it's too expensive, you're like, oh, really? You just lost it, right? Your reaction has to be, no way, we have $20 items, how's that expensive? Right? But your reaction a lot of times is what a person feeds off of, right? So they go to you, it's too expensive, you shouldn't be like, oh yeah, you're right. No.
Don't buy it.
Yeah.
Don't buy it.
Yeah. You'll have to see you later, right? You gotta display it. Are you kidding me? No, it's $20, Joe. Joe, your 5-year-old nephew can afford this allowance money. Okay, it's your reaction that matters, right? Okay, so but to referring to some of the if they're actually looking at a diamond line and they might say it's expensive, a lot of times they don't realize the different membership prices. But you can compare this stuff to people's, right? Next to our training, I'm from a Chinese team. If someone comes to you and looking at the fairy mosh stuff, and they say to you, oh, well, this ring here at People's is only like whatever amount, right? Your reaction is very important there. If you say, oh, yeah, you're right, you just killed yourself. Don't ever do that, right? Let me ask you something. Okay. If someone went to Tiffany's store today, and the employee in Tiffany's, okay, the guy comes to the person, says to the person, oh, you know what, I found your ring, but at People's for $2,000. How do you think the Tiffany's employee will react? They go buy from People's. Get out of here. Because they're proud about what they're selling, right? You have to have the same pride with your products, right? So don't let people compare our fairy mosh line to some, not to be rude, but garbage jewelry. I know that's what it's made out of, right? Okay? If you understand the manufacturing process, if you understand what goes behind our fairy mosh line, okay? So if they're referring to the fairy mosh line, if they had that pride, you can't compare it to people. Are you kidding me? That, we don't do wholesale. We do custom 21K stuff here. Explain to them very much stuff. Does that make sense, guys? So your reaction onto the objections is also equally important too.
Okay. Like saying, well, how does your Bugatti compare to the Mercedes? It's like two different worlds apart, right? You can't even put them in the same sentence, right? So you can't even accept that.
Imagine if someone goes to the Tiffany's guy and says, you know what, are these real diamonds? What do you think is the reaction to Tiffany's employee? Are you kidding me? Have the same reaction. Are you kidding me? Right? So your reaction matters. Yeah, please.
Do you think that feel self-doubt might be a good thing to use that because they do feel that way instead of
Yeah, my rule of thumb is if they're genuine about their, some people say that objection because they actually don't know. Like, well, it seems more expensive, and it's like an honest kind of, from an honest place question, I will do people follow. But they're coming at you with like the sort of rude or the, like, what's that word called? Aggressive response.
Or like they know everything.
They say they know everything. You have to have that more stronger reaction. Like, are you kidding me? Right?
Because they think they know what they're talking about when in reality they don't. So it's our job to straighten them out.
Okay. Make sense? Okay?
what if they can compare your jewelry to Tiffany technology? I find that younger generation, with like name brands, are being come up.
Yep. So I would say the way I would do it though is that I always use the fifth I found. I know how you feel because if I saw this fairy bag today and I saw this, whatever bag, if I didn't know what went into this bag, I probably wouldn't buy it. But because I know of how they actually manufacture these rings and the amount of, if I did 21K, it's a no-brainer for me. I'd always choose Gray and Marsh. And that's where you become knowledgeable about what you're selling, hence product training, to know how to promote. Our job is to promote the products, right? To know what they're made out of, right, guys? Otherwise, the company would have billboards and advertisements that don't need us to do the promoting, right? Once you know how to explain what goes behind this, like my 22-step process here, it's a one-of-a-kind formula in the world here, right? And the fact that, hey, this one actually pays me to wear it. So I always use that, I can go and buy some other brand name stuff, but it never pays me. I'd rather promote something that pays me back a residual income. When I make $1 million like I do today, then I can buy the other brands that I want. And this is where it comes down to as well as being economically and financially smart, right? A lot of people try to save up all their monies by eating instant noodle and white rice. They say, if I always want to buy this Gucci bag. It makes no sense. If you don't have the money to buy the bag, don't try to buy it if you can't afford it, right? Instead, work on a business, make yourself wealthy, then buy what you want to buy. So I kind of tie those two things in together when I'm talking to my prospect.
And just really simply, if somebody compares us to like Tiffany's or something, you already know that we have what nobody else in the world has. So they say, well, how are you guys different than Tiffany's? Well, Tiffany's has 18 and we have 21. That's it.
Product knowledge.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, this is more for why. You know that when other jewelry companies make your rings for you, they already have it pre-made. There's like 20 in stock, right? They just resize it for you, right? So, but what I would say is if you actually look at the Tiffany, they give you an appraisal from Tiffany. They don't give you an appraisal from a third-party, internationally well-recognized company, IGI and Gemlab. We do, right? So you know why they don't give you an appraisal from IGI or Gemlab, from Tiffany? No. Because the price that you're paying from Tiffany in the appraisal, if you got the outside appraisal, IGI does not appraise on brand name. They appraise on the gold and the diamonds. So if you took a Tiffany's ring and what you paid for it, you got an appraisal from IGI, you would be like shocked. The appraisal's down here. You paid a huge premium for that, right? Okay. So understand that when you're buying our product, what you're getting, the appraisals from IGI is actually more than what you're paying for. So as an investment point of view and for business, I would always choose Gray and Marsh. That's three of them. They got me married too. Yeah, as a kid, Yeah.
Does that matter from an insurance standpoint?
Absolutely, absolutely. I should add my slides into the ones over here because insurance-wise, what I call TV home insurance, you can add the jewelry plan, like stolen jewelry into your home insurance plan. It's an extra whatever per month, right? And they cover up to like $80,000 a year, or you can buy the more expensive plans for even more coverage. But they asked me, where's my appraisal from? Because you can get an appraisal from any jewelry store, but it means nothing. It's an opinion, right? You want the world's most recognized appraisal that the insurance companies will insure your ring upon. So if buy ring were stolen, as I mentioned before, it gets covered, right? And so they ask you, where's your appraisal from? If you have like a local jewelry store appraisal company, it means nothing. I could give you an appraisal, Renee's appraisal, charge you $50 for it. Done.
This ring is $1 million.
Okay. Did you know that every appraisal has 3 gemologists, certified gemologists that actually inspect do the appraisal? The 3 reports go to the master gemologist who does the final report. Did you know that? Okay, well now you know, right? Okay, so yeah, that's why I always tell people. And they're like, wow.
How much is a ring?
My ring? Yeah. This one here is $20,000, my cost. And the retail was about, I think, was $27,000, and the appraisal was about $30,000, my ring.
My mom was in Amway. Yours too. The coincidence. So how would you answer it?
Well, same thing like the MLM one, right? Like, just because you had a bad experience doesn't mean all experiences are bad, right? That's kind of why I went into Mark America, because it had a better compensation plan. But when I saw GWT, it had the best one. Yeah. So that's why I jumped ship.
Booyah! Okay. Okay. So very good. So this one here is my mom's MLM thing. My mom's an Amway. I might have fun with that. I might be like, she's not a millionaire by now? She's not a millionaire by now? She's not 30 years ago? Are you kidding me? Right. But then I go back into, well, why did she not become a millionaire, right? Okay. Make sense, guys? And keep on your project, right? And the more you do this, the better you get. It becomes really fun. You're like, give me more. Yeah. More objections. What's that? So you can't get into the habit of this, right? So it's kind of freaky, actually. Like you love pain.
My friends can't afford this stuff. So how would you answer it? But they pay you to wear it is one way, right? But remember what we just said, right?
This one's like the too expensive one, right?
What did we just say? They said at $20. What do you, what, your friends can't afford $20? What, are they homeless? No, don't say that. Okay? So really simple, really easy.
And what I would say to forget about the friends not being able to afford this is
okay, moving on.
Again, it's usually that to me is not usually the core reason why. Like this one here, it's like prejudging, right? So I would never prejudge because you don't know what your friends really want. You're not the personalized shopper, for example, right? But I'll ask them, well, what do you think? Well, why do you think that your friends can't afford our products? Ask that question. Oh, because your products are $1,000. Did you know we have pieces for $20? So, try to peel the layers back on this one, right? Well, why do you think your friends can't afford these pieces? And then you wait. They'll tell you what they're thinking, right? And then you have the core. And you just squash the core to the hand. Sorry,
Next. I have to talk to my spouse. What's that? What is he, your keeper? Okay. So how would you answer that? I get that. By when will you talk to your spouse, right? What's another way? Yes. What do you need to talk to your spouse about, right? That's doing too. What else? So sometimes I actually train my prospect how to speak to their spouse. So I say, okay, listen, the most effective way for you to speak to your spouse is to go home and let them know that you found something that's really exciting that you're going to do, and you just want them to know what you're going to be doing. Because you don't need anybody's permission to do what you want to do you? No. So you're just going to let them know what you're really excited about that you're going to do, and you really want them to know what it is. That's the most effective way to do it. Okay?
I also like to ask a question where I kind of get serious. I'm like, so in the event you went home and talked to your spouse, I mean, if they said no, you'd still do it for yourself, right? I say that exactly like that. You still do it for yourself, right? Because now they realize that their pride can't let them their no to them, right? But they go home with the foreknotion that in the event they say no, I'm still going to do it. So you try and sign them up for that in case no.
That works and doesn't. What I also found to work is if you think your spouse is going to be against it, why don't we meet all together and let us explain this to him and ask any questions or any concerns he may have, he or she may have, right? Because
That's right. When you ask that question, whatever they say, you then say that. So they say, well, actually, because some of them have actually told me, well, you know what, if my husband said I probably shouldn't do it then. And they actually said to me, I said, well, in that case, let's invite them all together. If he hasn't seen or she hasn't seen what we just showed you, let's show them properly together. Right, same thing, right?
Right. So definitely recommend to your prospect they should never try and explain what they just heard. But they just heard it. They have no idea how to explain it. Always recommend that you schedule a time to meet up with them or that they watch the video, and then you do a three-way call after. Pyramid! That's a pyramid.
Sorry, this one here too, I would also add in the tax savings, right? So train them to go home and say, you know what, honey, I found a way to save, on taxes. I'm going to do this. I want to show you what I taught tonight. Right angle too, right? Because husbands probably more open to tax savings than you starting the jewelry thing tax, right? So.
I got that. There's actually a government website that tells you exactly what a signature is, and that's why I did it. Explain that. Okay.
Cool.
Wonderful.
There you go. What else? What else can you say to pyramid? I'm on the top. You want me to win it?
Your.
I used to work in one, right? The guy at the top made all the money. I don't want to do that anymore. Right? What else? What do you mean pyramid? Like
peel the onion.
Peel the onion. Like, what do you mean pyramid? Like in Egypt? I've been there. Those are cool pyramids, right? What else? I have no idea what you're talking about. Because 90% of the time, 99% of the time, whenever somebody says, is this a pyramid, they have no idea what they just asked you. Zero clue, right? They don't even know. They just know that pyramids are bad, and they got to make sure this is not that. What's a pyramid?
Every financial plan is based on a pyramid.
There you go.
Every financial planning company keeps the pyramid.
Right. Or you could say, if they say, is this a pyramid, you could say, is that what you're looking for? And if they say no, great, you're going to love this. I did that the other day, right? Somebody said, is this network marketing? I said, is that what you're looking for? They're like, absolutely not. I said, you're going to love this. Right? Because whatever their version of network marketing is, that's not what we have. We have something completely different, right? So they need to see it to understand it.
They say, well, the guy that's trying to make the most money. That's your job. Right? All your jobs, the guy above you makes more than you do, right? Right? Can you ever surpass them?
No.
No.
You could say it's just a business plan, how it works with the prime minister, candidates at the top, and everyone below.
Yeah.
Every job is a pyramid.
Well, we're actually an inverse pyramid, if you actually think about it, where everybody's at the top.
And really, this objection itself is not usually the main reason why. This one to me is like the big onion, right? You have to figure out what's the real reason why they're saying this. They might say it because they want to feel smart, but they don't really care about it, right? So a lot of times this one is not. When someone sees this company today, this might either mean the structure or I think it's a scam. In either case, it's not true for either or, because we're a manual company here. And again, when people see the presentation, the last thing they're thinking about is a scam, because look at all the accolades that we have, right? So, yeah.
I think that's actually a really good opening to show people where the real pyramid is. Because that's usually where I take the conversation, because I worked at the bank for a long time, and I just showed them, like, okay, so this is exactly what we described, that what you think is a pyramid is actually what you're living right now. So if you want to get out of the pyramid,
just draw this, right? Here's your CEO. Here's the vice president, right? Here's what? The directors, right? In all departments, right? Then here's the managers. And here's like all the different employees, right? Yeah, it's a pyramid, right? But watch yourself. Like in the world, in Canadian economy today, 1% of the population are the wealthiest. The wealthiest people ever. They make over like $300,000 a year in residual income, right? The next, what, 4% was it? 4% are considered well-off, like well-off, who make over 6 figures a year of residual income. Not like it's a work, but residual income, right? Okay. The next 26% by age of 65 are dead. Dead. Sorry, I'm sorry for you guys. And the ones here are financial crisis. Now to answer the question, where do you want to be?
Oh!
Congratulations.
People online who would like to share.
Okay. People online who would like to share, go ahead and share.
Okay, so this is actually from like 40 minutes ago. So Simney, she says, what do you say when the prospect says, my client is in another country?
My client is in another country.
Fantastic. We ship to every country in the world.
We have 91 countries we're shipping to today.
Nice. How about
I would love to hear that.
I'm ready to pay, however, I want to touch and feel the product.
So if someone says to you, I want to feel a product, I'll say, great, let's get you started and we'll use the product. We have a refund policy, we have a warranty policy, whatever it's right. But in that discussion, what I always say is, as a pioneer, if you want to own a new market, you have to be the one to lead it and, and order all the products in. So be the one to start the home show display, right? So the reason why I could start different markets is because I had a bunch of leaders get together and all get diamond packages, each order product and start a display. So Taiwan, every single week at a coffee shop, all the leaders bring out the $3,000, $6,000 of product and display it. That's how you start a new market. So if you want to be the pioneer, you got to lead by example, be the first to order those products. Or if you want to get one for now, order the gift certificate.
And if you think about why would somebody ask you a question like that, is because they want to know if the products are what? Quality, right? They think that if they touch and feel them, they're going to know that it's quality, right? Well, then you can put in some third-party credibility. Well, we were featured in the Canadian Jewelers Association 3 times, and they called our products unimaginable. They cannot even dream of creating high-quality products like us. This way, they might not need to actually touch and feel them, right? Because now you're giving them third-party credibility.
Thank you. Sharon says, my company does not let me join another company.
Oh, I love that one. My company won't let me join another company. Great. So do you have a wife, daughter, son, dog, cat? See, the beauty about being an online business is when you register online, the companies will know who is joining China. Yang Min Dao, Ping Chun Kong, like this, it's a name, right?
That's my brother.
Right? Right? See you later. Your skater might become your skater. Right? So again, you can creative ways to get around that. So great, we can use your nickname.
But it's actually something that's really illegal for another company to say you're not allowed to join another company. So, they can't restrict you earning a living. And usually, if somebody says that to you, the person who's told them that is their upline, because their upline doesn't want them to go to a different company. Ask them to actually read the policies and procedures of their company, and they probably won't see that.
The only case of that, though, is that sometimes you can't talk to your current clients.
Right.
If you're like a financial advisor,
that's cross-referencing.
Your clients you have, your financial brokerage doesn't want you to talk to your clients about something else. That is understandable, right? But that's where like and trust. If you build like and trust with the clientele, they won't go and tell on you if you're in your company, right? So, but again, you don't have to even go if you don't want to. You know how to do approaches now if you want.
Any more questions?
Yeah, 2 more. Only the lucky ones make it.
Oh! Actually, okay, that's where... Oh yeah, that was good, yeah.
So this is where we would, again, talk to them about the 2 reasons why most people don't make it.
This is why you think the lucky ones make it. But this is why a lot of people make it in GWT.
Perfect.
And skill, yeah. We teach the right stuff here, right? We have all the right forms.
You have another question?
No, this is repeated from earlier, so it's fine. Thank you.
Thank you for the questions. Give them a round of applause.
So in closing today, we want to wrap up by having a crossfire, not like with a student stuff, but just ask questions. So I can call upon all the RAs and come up here, and ambassadors, well, yeah, RAs and ambassadors come up here together. If you sign up, we have Sean Haynes, Jeanette Beaver, Brian Arundel, hold on here. Ambassadors and RAs, come up here. And so here's your chance to basically ask anything at all, not just like with objections, but any question you might have for anything at all. Ask those questions. We have all of our senior leadership here who have obviously gotten every question before too, and ask your questions. So fire away, anything at all. Any questions at all? Yeah.
I have
So the question is, how do you respond to an internet inquiry?
Brian, since you got a lot of inquiries about your posting that you have.
I guess first of all is it depends on what the inquiry is and how it actually came to you. Yes.
On the website that we have, somebody filled in the form and said that I'm interested.
Fantastic, right? That's a great question. So, I mean, at the end of the day, again, it's kind of like, well, you're doing our survey. What do you like best about it? You know, what is it that you, and maybe going back to some of the questions that we talked about at the beginning when you're getting someone started, you know, how much time do they have to invest in something and what they're looking to do, and then just getting them started. I think that one of the key things about online is just like everything, it's building like and trust. And so even if someone's like that and they say they want to get started, they still need to trust in you. So I would definitely sort of get them on the phone and speak to them and move from sort of just doing the old typing thing and texting thing to a conversation and a dialogue where you can start building belief in yourself. And then if they've seen the business, great. Maybe they've already seen the opportunity. They just want to get started. So which membership makes sense is the one you want to get started at? And get them started and plug them into the system, right?
A mistake I see people make is they rely too much on social media.
Yeah, you got to
they
talk
don't
to
pick up the phone and call people.
Yeah.
And people can hide behind social media, first of all. And number two, people can't feel your energy on Facebook. When you pick up the phone and call somebody, they can feel your energy. That builds a relationship. That's most effective, right? So if you're talking to a lot of people on Facebook, you're not getting results because you're not picking up the phone and calling them.
And next to like, don't hear all those people out there who are internet marketers try to tell you how to do your network marketing business. Internet marketers don't get network marketing. Two completely different things. Internet marketers, their goal is to automate every single step so there's no one-to-one communication, right? You can't do that in majority of the businesses out there, right? Understand this, in this business, you have to have that one-to-one verbal communication, that dialogue, through phone call, through Skype, through FaceTime, through Viber, WhatsApp, WeChat, but it has to happen, okay? So
what Facebook is good for is to get the lead. Once you get the lead, now you have to coach.
That personal touch will actually do more to solidify that moving forward than anything.
Because your whole African market, you're doing daily phone calls, like 3 in the morning, all the time. That's hardcore, guy.
I used to do that. Luckily, I don't do it as much anymore, but when I first got started, my phone would ring every day at 4:30 in the morning. Every day at 4:30 in the morning. Over there, it was 10:30. So they're thinking, well, he's got to be up by now. And so they would call me every morning at 4:30, and every morning I would take the call. And that was what it took to get that market going. Today, I don't have to do it as much anymore. Today, I get calls at 10 o'clock. I think my first call today was 10.
How much per month of sales comes through your African market?
About $800,000
a month.
A month. So it's well over. It's well over 300,000 points. 300,000 points.
If you had to go through that, you do 4:30 every morning. How many of us would be want to do that?
Yeah.
Good. Well, good. Yeah. And that's why I keep telling people, be careful what you wish for, because when it happens, you got to be ready to step up, which means you got to get up early, you got to be very mature to work. late nights, early mornings. You're probably going to be sleeping 3 to 4 hours a day maximum. And but know that the end is going to be huge for you.
Sleep is for the
It's for weak. Well, what did you say? I said sleep is for, someone says sleep is for broke people. Who said that?
50 cents.
50 cents. That sleep is for broke people, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Sleep is for when you're dead.
When did you start?
My business? November 2012. November 9th, 2012. Yeah, so it's been my 5-year anniversary was just the last month. 2009, yeah. 5-year anniversary was just last month. What's
Nigeria, yeah.
Africa. Well, Mr. Africa. I mean, the business in Africa, and it's funny because it started online, by the way. I was in Hong Kong at the time. We were finishing up in that day, and I did what I call profit-generating activity. I threw a piece of jewelry on Facebook. And this lady from California messages me, says, "Brian, I love your jewelry." I said, "I'm glad you love the jewelry." I said, "I'm glad you love the jewelry. I'm glad you love the jewelry. I have the distribution rights for a Canadian designer brand. I have the rights to distribute the line all over the world." She said, "Can I help you take it to Brazil?" I said, "Absolutely." She took it to Brazil, Portugal, Spain, Israel. Then of course, she took it to California. Then she introduced me to a gentleman in Ghana. All online. I never met them. Never did.
You spoke on the phone, right?
Yeah. So I was doing the typing thing, and Sherry, being as brilliant as she is, and sitting across from me in Hong Kong, says, "Brian, call them." So I picked up the phone. We called. We spoke to her. She connected me to a gentleman in Ghana. He took it from Accra to Sanyani to Togo to Cote d'Ivoire to Kumasi, and into Nigeria. From Nigeria, now we're in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Congo, Rwanda, South Africa. And literally, our plan is to take the business right across the pond.
Actually, I want to call Sharna, because Sharna, is she there, Sharna? Yeah. Come up here, Sharna, because she actually, same thing. She's also going to a huge market in Africa. Come up here, Sharna. And welcome Sharna in front of me here. So they're not married. Here's Mr. Africa. They're not married. This is Miss Africa. So we're going to share how your African market started online and what you have to do to get that going.
Okay, well, hi, everybody. Hi, Sharna. Our African team started off Facebook. Actually, somebody saw a really nice picture of an item that we had posted up, and she was really interested to get involved. And from then, she bought her package, she got her products, and she's been sharing the opportunity with all her friends, and it's just been...
And to get there, like, did you have to do a few Skype phone calls or a lot of Skype phone calls?
Actually, we did a lot of Skype calls. We've managed to get some of the team on Viber, which, if anybody knows that application as well, and Uvo is a really good app as well to utilize, and just...
So I saw you and Nando going through the showroom or like our tours with like Africa on Skype.
Yes.
You're kind of going to the showroom or the display table, right?
Yeah.
So why did you do that though?
Because we had a lot of people that were really interested in learning the products and seeing more about our showroom, but because they're not here, we just wanted to give them an opportunity to have that experience as if they were right beside us. So just walking them through. Exactly, right? So through that, we've actually opened up from just doing that to trade shows as well. So the team is now spreading out across Africa.
And would it have lost without those verbal communications?
No, actually, it's all about building like and trust. Like if people, they love our products, it's just whether they want to get it from you or from themselves. So giving them that opportunity to build like and trust and actually do a lot of tours and Skype calls, and also assisting them with customer service as best as you possibly can. I mean, doing the tours in the showroom was just additional customer service, right? Just giving them an experience.
Man, Shara, from when she got started, when did you start again roughly?
July 7, 2011.
I mean, if you guys have known, she grew a lot, eh? Wonderful job, Shara. Thank you. Yeah, I think we have to close up here soon, right?
Yeah, 5 minutes. We want to, so I know we had Sherry, the Ottawa team online, because I know we had boot camp in Ottawa as well.
Yes, they are online. Actually, I moved Tammy Turgeon to the staff side, so she actually has how to control herself.
Okay, great. So if we can just have Ottawa say hello to the world as well, because they've been having boot camp, and I saw our very own CEO, was actually in Ottawa today at their boot camp there as well. So we'd love to have Ottawa say hello to the world as well, and say hello to Toronto.
Can you please unmute yourself if you can, and also if you can show your camera, it's even better.
Absolutely, we'd love to see them. But we're not on camera, but we can still see you here, so that'd be great. So
currently they're muted on their end.
okay, so if you can just tell them to come online, I guess we can take one or two more questions, and then.
You had a question?
Can you guys move the camera to the center so we can see you guys too? Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Africa's a massive continent. And Africa's a massive continent, and there's so much potential there. And there's no way that we have enough manpower there today to cover that whole market. So there's a lot of opportunity there. So absolutely. Yeah, no problem.
Anybody else have questions? Yes.
Can any of you, I've heard some stories about infinite follow-up, but can any of you tell us any other stories that you had? Somebody that you never gave up on, or somebody?
That whole Africa market, it took a year and a half for them to get started. Like, it took a year and a half. So from the day that I first talked to the lady, we were actually doing tours in Africa for about a year before the first person started. And I was actually working with a gentleman as if he had already joined. I was just saying to him, let me work on your behalf. Let me work on, because I knew I just need to connect to people, right? He was my conduit to all these other people. So we were doing tour after tour after tour. He would come to me and say, I'm going to join. And I'd go to Sherry, he said he's going to join. And Sherry said, okay, he'll join, right? And then literally, eventually, he joined. And then I did what you did. I went back to his sponsor, and I said, Andy's getting ready to join. You can sponsor him, or I'll sponsor him. So she joined in California, and he joined in Ghana, and the rest is really history. But it took a year and a half of tours online, probably at least 1 or 2 a week, before he got started.
And Marcus, right? You see that room over there? Would it be nice if that was all on your team? So Eric Dean was my coworker from 7 years ago. The first guy I approached at Talent to join this, he said, he's the kind of guy that thinks he knows everything. He said, no, thank you, not for me. 7 years ago. So, every few years on Facebook we actually reconnect again. But just this past year, he saw me holding up this big check of $17 million on my Facebook. I said, well, Renee, what's that thing you're holding up there? I said, well, it's a check of $17 million. He said, well, where's it from? I said, well, you know that company 7 years ago I told you about? I said, yeah, that's the one. He's like, can we go for coffee? Sure. But watch this though. We went for coffee. I think that you were there with him the first time, right? No. 3 times. Yeah, 3 follow-ups with Eric over coffee. This guy, I mean, he saw my life change. Even when we showed him the tour, he still wanted to wait. Still had questions, right? I was going to Taiwan. I said, no, you should join now if we go to Taiwan because there'll be more people joining. He waited again. 20 diamonds joined in Taiwan. I came back with Eric, give me some 20 diamonds. And he joined, which package? Silver. I was like, really? So I said, because I know once they get their foot in, the upgrades will happen, right? So from Eric though, he brought in someone named Coco, someone brought in Coco. Coco brought this guest to the fashion show. Coco thought it's a pyramid thing, wanted to leave, but the girl she brought was Rita Gao, the Chinese lady, who's the one who started that whole entire room over there. So 7 years, I followed with Eric. 3 tours later, like 5 tours later probably, and through people that he brought in, led to that whole room. So there you go. Yeah.
I wanted to be clear though, because I've met some people, they have a different concept of following up. Following up meaning like what Sean did, Renee, and Brian, like you keep on giving them updates of what's going on with the company, not showing them, because some people, they contacted the same group of people, and they're not bringing in new people. They keep contacting the same group of people who said no 3 times already, and they are the group of people that they're still showing the tours. So following up means you give them updates, you show them what's going on with the company, if there's new releases, but you will still go out there and look for new blood, right? Excitement.
Yeah, to add to that, for example, it took 18 months of follow-up with my good friend Monty from the bank that led to 2,000 people in the Caribbean today. But I wasn't waiting, just like Renee wasn't waiting just like Brian wasn't weighed in. Some people seem to think that, you know, they talk to 5 people and follow-up is continue to talk to those 5 people for the next 5 years. No. You got to be going out there, meeting new people, building your business, and then you're letting those people know, you know, listen, I just expanded my business here. This just happened, right? The company has things every week. So following out, letting them know what's going on in the business. Wow, we just launched this new line. We just launched toques and scarves. We just, you know, there's always new things happening. That's how you follow up, right? So very, very important.
And just to be really clear, follow-up is not, are you going to join yet? Are you going to join now? Are you going to join now? How about now? How about now? Are you ready now? Are you ready now? How about now? Are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah? So what's consistent between what everybody's saying is it's just giving you updates. What's going on? What are you doing? Where are you expanding your business? What have you been up to? That's all that it is. Okay, once you share your excitement, that's going to get them excited.
Here, a whole lot of people, other than model, they've all had experiences of following up for several months. I mean, I know Marlo and Sarah, both of you guys have followed me products for like months before they actually got started, right? So.
Okay, so I know we're going to
yeah, we get
wrap up.
A lot of questions from some of the ladies in my team. They asked, how do you get prospects to keep on track on what the objective is and that be hit on? A lot of them are being hit on online. And how do you keep them on track? Right?
What I'll do is I'll email and be hit upon, which doesn't really ever happen. But you always want to start off by being very clear, you know. So, you know, you can do it very, very subtly. For example, you know, it's great to meet you. If you get that vibe that they're asking those weird kind of questions that they're kind of interested, you throw out there, you know, actually, my husband's calling me right now. If you're not married, make it up. Honestly, you better make it that you have a husband or fiance, whatever it is, than say you're available and leads to the wrong kind of approaches, right? I mean, I have been hit upon a few, once maybe, but no. Sense though? Yeah, credit cards first, and then you say you're married, right? But it'd be very clear though, and as an ad to the trend at the acquisition summit, always be clear that you're professional, yeah. So, I'll have the ladies here. Maybe you want to share more.
Okay, so did we get auto online, Sherry?
Otherwise, being online, I just don't know when they're going to unmute themselves.
Okay, well, we got to go here. So I know you just want to thank everybody who's been online today from around the world. We want to thank all our trainers for today. We got our organizers, Sarah and Winnie, always doing a phenomenal job. Jeanette, Ivy, doing a great job. We have our host, Robert Watterson. Thank you, Robert. We just wanted a couple of recognitions before we do that. I know, Leor, you had some people come from out of town, so if we want to just specially recognize them.
Yeah, so once again, thank you to Ira, Evelyn, Didier, and Enza for coming all the way from Montreal. We got in the car. What time did you have to wake up? Like 2 o'clock in the morning? Like 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Didn't sleep. Some people didn't even sleep just to come here today, right? So give them another round of applause. Right? And I personally want to thank all of you for being here today. So thank you.
I want to call this.
Bring one person with you.
Absolutely.
Everyone in here, bring one person with you next boot camp.
I want to call this gentleman up because, I mean, driving here from Montreal, that's phenomenal, but how about deciding that, hey, you know what, this boot camp's going to help me build a massive team, so I'm going to get on a plane and fly here. So James Johnson, come on up to the front of the room. This gentleman, he got on a plane, flew from the Bahamas here. There's people 5 minutes from here that couldn't bother to come to boot camp today. This gentleman got on a plane and flew here. So we want to commend you for taking that leadership, taking that action. And, you know, congratulations. Well done. We're very, very proud of you. And we know we're going to see big results coming out of the Bahamas next year for you.
Yes,
okay?
Thank you.
Wonderful.
And actually, we just...
Please bring all your containers and whatever left over. If you want to throw them out in the garbage, please bring them.
Last thing to show you guys. Very important. This is our room, right? Projector here, right? You have half, right? For some reason, half of you in boot camp, this is by stats and average, won't be here. The other half, your income would have doubled. So just real stature, okay? This half, by the next boot camp, half of you will not be here. The ones who still come will have quadrupled their income. The next boot camp, the ones, half of you might not come again. The other half have 8 times the income, right? So what happens is that if you miss one, you start from the beginning again. So these events are critical. Every single learner here has never, ever missed a boot camp. So make sure you come to boot camp next month and let's bring at least one other person with you. We're going to be here next month? Yeah.
And just before we go, one last presentation. Just before we go, who here wants to go on the exotic vacation? Who's seen the video of the RA exotic vacation? Yeah. Well, when you come to boot camp, that's what happens. You can keep rising, and maybe you'll be the next RA, like our latest RA, Ms. Jeanette Beavers. Come on up. Congratulations, Jeanette. Your shirt. Wow. Yeah, you're 40 when you're going on the RX trip. Super excited. Come on up. For the day.
Yes? On behalf of everybody, I just want to thank you guys for doing this
Awesome. Again, thank you everybody online. Thank you Sherry and Abdulia running the day online, and hi to our Ottawa team. Sorry we didn't get to hear from you, but I know you guys had a great day in Ottawa.